leopard is in my kitchen.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Mid-South! Discover your new ride at Gossett Kia on the Pike. You want it? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, rear-wheel drive, $249 a month. Plus, Gossett Kia's got 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369 a month. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease. And you'll always find peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So stop what you're doing and call Bobby J, because he's ready to put you in a new Kia today. That's Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition P, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE 756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It's time to get up and get your day started.
Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
They get up every morning from the alarm clocks warning, take the 8:15 into the city.
What up? Morning, everyone. Welcome in. Time for another edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Hope you had a great Monday. It's the Tuesday, April 16th, 2024 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd with you. Broadcasting live from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, their spring sale continues. It's where family and fun come together. They're located at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. It's patio season, so come by Family Leisure. Check out the new 2024 patio furniture sets, factory direct pricing, swimming pools, spas, patio furniture, and so much more at Family Leisure. And the first hour of the program is brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Currently 69 degrees. It'll be a warm one. It'll be 82 today with a mixture of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible during the day. But tonight, looks like there could be some severe weather is a possibility. Variable clouds with showers, scattered thunderstorms. Storms more numerous this evening, so prepare for that. Chance of rain at 40%, so still under 50% chance. Low near 70 degrees. Then tomorrow for your Wednesday, cloudy with a high of 82 degrees. Coming up on the program today, we'll be joined by Colin Cody from News Channel 3 at 8:05. He was at the Masters on Friday. He also covered yesterday's Memphis Grizzlies exit interviews. We'll talk to him about both of those topics. Jeff Crane at 8:25 from the University of Memphis, their deputy AD, who joins us each and every week. And our new golf segment with Mickey Barker, the City of Memphis golf administrator. He will join us at 9:05. And each week, not necessarily every single week, but Mickey will bring along a few friends from time to time, and that will include today. Bill Bergen will join us. He's the golf architect of a number of golf courses, including Audubon. He'll give us an update on what's happening at that golf course here in Memphis. We'll obviously talk Grizzlies with their exit interviews yesterday. Also news for the Memphis Tigers basketball schedule for next year. Portal news continues in college basketball, and today the floodgates may open as it's the spring portal session for college football, so already a bunch of names being mentioned and will throughout the day. We also will talk NBA playoffs as the play-in games begin tonight. And the U.S. men's basketball Olympic team announced all but one spot. We will go over that. We got Humdinger's trivia. That'll come your way at approximately 8:05, so stay tuned for that and talk some Major League Baseball as well. We'll take your calls and your texts on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines at 901-360-8255. That's your lineup for today. How are you this morning?
I am splendid.
Yeah, you good?
I'm great.
Nice.
Better than good. Great.
Why? Or are you just saying that?
Just good. Just great.
No, you went from good to great. There's a big difference.
I mean, just feeling Feeling strong today.
Very nice. By the way, for those interested, yesterday at the basically the last half hour of our show, for a few moments, we went live to Boston in the Boston Marathon as my daughter-in-law, Dory Sellers-Gaston, who has battled breast cancer and is just an incredible story of perseverance, running in the marathon for the first time in the Boston Marathon. And happy to say that no issues, completed the task of 26.2 miles yesterday, raised a lot of money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
It's great. Awesome stuff. Me and her combined to run 26.2 miles yesterday.
And she didn't do a Rosie Ruiz. Was the lady's name that did the shortcut?
I believe that's something like
Rosie Ruiz. I don't know. That comes to mind. And was it the Boston Marathon? It was a marathon. I know that.
Now my marathon knowledge is very, very limited.
She cut the the course. There was one dude, I think, one year took a cab. Got into a cab and went around. Just crazy stuff. An Ethiopian one for the men, and I think a Kenyan woman. Shocking, wasn't it?
The woman was a repeat winner, if I'm not mistaken.
Man. Did she better her time?
I have no idea. I just in passing yesterday, I thought I heard them say that she was the first repeat winner in some period of time.
Well, good for them. Congratulations to every person. The more than, I think, 20,000 runners that they had that raced in the Boston Marathon. So as I mentioned today, the spring portal opens up, if you will, and we already knew this. I already had talked about this last week, but Pete Thamel tweeting out, one of the more well-known portal names has officially entered the NCAA portal. Ohio State running back Dallin Hayden, the pride of Christian Brothers High School, who has 663 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2 seasons, and that included a redshirt season last year. So I'll be curious to see where Dallin ends up.
Yeah, I would certainly think that he will have plenty of options. That he will be coveted by a number of programs, and hopefully he finds a place where he can get an opportunity to get on the field and with some consistency and show exactly what he's able to do.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that young man. I'm a big fan of that family. I would think with his intelligence and with his family in his corner that he'll get to a place where he's on the field, because it makes no sense to just go to a big school, just to be at a big school if you're once again lost in the shuffle. Now, I believe that he deserved a lot better at Ohio State. Didn't get that. They obviously went out. They brought in Judkins from Ole Miss. Henderson's back. So the numbers game obviously hurt him. But don't go into another situation that's similar to that. Go into a situation where you can be the one or two. And if that's the case, you will get your opportunity. And it's been proven time and time again, especially over the last 30 years in the NFL draft, or even in free agency, that they will find you if you have the goods, and you'll make it at that next level. And that's the goal of a lot of these guys, although a very small percentage of them will make it in the NFL, the ultimate of football for anybody playing pigskin. So we wish Dallin well. And, of course, as names start to come in, we will update you on it. I saw a story yesterday, and I can't find it now, that Tennessee's leading tackler from a year ago is expected to jump in the portal. But I have not seen any more after seeing that initial report that came out. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. So yesterday I had a chance to get over to the Grizzlies exit interviews. By the time I got there, it started at 10. I had missed Zach Kleiman, caught the very end of Taylor Jenkins, and then stayed around for a bunch of the players. But nothing earth-shattering. Kleiman basically talking about things like the big, which we have discussed ad nauseum, saying that they will at least, and this was, again, an obvious one, at least adding one big, if not multiple bigs. He talked about Ja Morant, and then Ja talked about himself as well, that he expects to be completely healed and cleared by midsummer and ready to go. And work out like he needs to work out to prepare for the 24-25 season. Kleiman talked about Vince Williams and his unbelievable jump this past season before getting hurt, that he will absolutely have a significant role with this team, and mainly because he can play defense. He's a 3-and-D guy, but he can play defense, and that's a very important thing in the stable for Taylor Jenkins. He said that they still feel very strongly about Luke Kennard. However, there's still a decision to make. That could be one of those deals where they rework his contract, they let him go. There's a lot of possibilities there. Derrick Rose spoke. It's still amazing, the transformation of Derrick Rose. Now, mind you, I hadn't really had that opportunity to hear Derrick Rose talk in any forum since he was at Memphis, when he came in as that freshman who was shy and didn't say much at all. Obviously, with many, many years to mature, NBA, MVP, and now a family man, he's become almost like a philosopher. And just to listen to him. But he did say, Eli, that he spoke with Zach, he spoke with Taylor, he spoke with the important people in that organization from a basketball standpoint, on the court standpoint, and he said he will be back next year. Said he will be back and ready to play and help out this team. That was one I thought, well, probably he won't be back. Well, now he says, yep, absolutely he'll be back. Because you start to look at the numbers on the roster and where moves can be made, because obviously you're bringing in a first-round draft pick unless you trade it away. They do have 2 second-round picks, but don't necessarily have to keep those guys. It all depends. But Derrick Rose will be back. So that's some of the things that were said yesterday in the exit interviews.
Yeah, again, the Derrick Rose thing, it would be great if he was back and, I guess, healthy for the entire year. Maybe he could actually help out, but, what are the chances he's going to be healthy? Certainly for the entire year, when this year basically couldn't stay healthy for more than like 2 or 3 games at a time.
Right.
It's the good thing, I guess, is it's not some big contract that they signed him to, but and just because he says he's going to be back, and they say that now, you never know how the offseason goes, so that it still could end up being something where he is not back. The comments by Zach Kleiman on Jaren Jackson Jr., once again, confirming what was rather obvious, in that they prefer Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5. And he said that he believes they are in a better position with Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5. But again, my thing is, I said, to me, and I don't, and I would assume they're keeping an open mind in this when they go into the offseason, is that going into the offseason, knowing you have to add a big, and as he said, it's either whether it's a starting big or a rotational big, whatever, you shouldn't be saying that we're approaching this with Jaren as the 5. You should just be approaching this as whatever the best player we can get is to pair with Jaren. That's what we'll go. And if that means the best we can get is a 5, and that means Jaren's the 4, great. If that means the best we can get is a 4 and Jaren's the 5, that's great. Like, to me, that's the approach you should take, is that we're just going to try and get the best player we can at either one of those 2 positions, and then move Jaren. And this is the good thing about Jaren's versatility. We can move Jaren to fit based on whatever we can get.
Well, for the most part, they avoided the label, the 5, the 4. Jaren Jackson Jr., when he spoke yesterday, he avoided saying that as well. Now, Brandon Clark came out and said that, yes, Jaren's the 4, and they will go out there and they will get it. He didn't say that as a matter of fact, but he said that's the preference, is Jaren's the 4. You bring in a 5 that's sort of like what you lost in Steven Adams, and he preferred coming off the bench, which is what they were for those 2 straight years where they finished as the 2nd seed in the West. Jaron was the 4, Steven Adams was the 5, Brandon Clark came off the bench. But Brandon Clark doesn't make the decisions. But he said that. In fact, there were a couple of people.
Which is funny that to hear a player say the exact opposite of what the GM of the team said.
Yes.
They just come out and blatantly say, like, no, I prefer the other way.
I think Kleiman, who's the most important person because he's the one who makes the decisions, I think he's in the minority. I think the media, I think the fans out there for the most part, again, if we're going to distinguish a 5 and a 4, except you certainly would like Jaren Jackson as the 5. You've said it, and you're not alone. I understand that. But most people, I think, that I've spoken to, they like it the way it was. Now, you don't have Steven Adams. Can you find anybody like Steven Adams? That's the question. But the other thing is, too, they talked about different scenarios in different games against different opponents. There are going to be games where Jaren makes sense as the 5. There are games where you need to have a bully 5 in there to battle Jokic, to battle Sabonis and some of those big centers. It's different. Jackson against Embiid, I'm not saying he could shut down Embiid, but Embiid will go outside and shoot most of his shots from outside the painted area. And Jackson has that athleticism and versatility to do so. So I think it might be matchup oriented. But if we're strictly going by a number, which they're not doing, except Brandon Clark kind of alluded to it.
Well, Zach Kleiman absolutely used the number. He said we believe we are in a better position with Jaren at the 5.
Okay, so he did say 5. Like I said, I was driving to come in there and miss
or he said
that
played
first
center.
part.
He didn't say 5. He didn't use a number. He said center.
Right, but again, if you're going out there and getting anybody from Nick Claxton to Andre Drummond, to me, they're the 5. And Jaren's the 4, if you want to go again by numbers. But again, that'll be interesting to see what they do. It'll also be interesting to see if they bring in 2 centers, if they draft a center, if it works out with what position they're in, that they would take somebody like Klingon. It all depends on how about if they get the number 1 pick? Are they looking at Sarr? Are they looking at a big there? If they're picking 7th or drop to 8th, I guess they could drop to 9th. Will they skip and go for just the best player available there? Because maybe they feel it's too early to go with somebody like a Filipowski if he's on their radar. So will they do that? Free agency-wise, trade-wise. I mean, again, there's still, like there was last offseason, a plethora of wing players. And they're going to have to make a move, I believe. So there's a possibility that you could bring in a center in that way, free agency or trade-wise, and that would be your veteran center. So they could have 2 added to what Jaren Jackson Jr. is and what Brandon Clark is coming off the bench. So it'll be interesting to see. But that seems to be the main emphasis, draft/big. But they also have to figure out the Kennard situation. They have to figure out, eventually, they'll have to figure out rotation. Because G.G. Jackson said something that I thought was interesting. Let me see. Where is it? Now, this is where the real work begins. Because all the stars are coming back. So I've got to find where I fit. The only one they said, as far as the rotation is concerned, is Vince Williams. And we were talking about it yesterday that it's not out of the question that Vince Williams could start. And assuming that Marcus Smart is back, and I still think Marcus Smart could be dealt with the right return, that maybe Marcus Smart would come off the bench. It's interesting, Marcus Smart was ill yesterday, so he did not talk to the media. And Luke Kennard did not talk to the media yesterday as well. Conspiracy theorists, they could say what they want. Maybe it's a coincidence, but again, Kennard's the one guy you look at the roster and go, he may very well not be back. Now, as far as whether Zaire will be dealt or even Laravia, Conchar, things like that, I don't know. Who knows? But I think it'll be an active offseason for the Grizzlies. It has to be because they have to be better. I don't think they just start the car and they're back to second best in the West. Certainly they have the capability of being right up there at the top again, but you can't just assume everything will be status quo, everybody will be healthy for the entire 82 games. They need to add. They need to get better in the offseason, and that's what Kleiman and company are going to try to do.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they are in a tough position salary-wise. I mean, they've got to they really need to clear salary. And however they can go about doing that, whether that's having to give up basically Zaire for nothing or something like that. Bobby Marks did his annual breakdown of all the teams that are eliminated. And they're at basically $160 million without Luke Kennard. Mm-hmm. So you add in Luke Kennard, if you did pick up the option, at over $14.5 million. And then the first round draft pick, if you just said they stayed, like they end up at 7, because that's where they are record wise, that contract will start at around $7 million, probably a little bit over $7 million in that first year. So those two would be a combined over $20 million. You're talking 21, almost 22, probably $22 million. $182 million puts them in the first apron. I don't know whether Robert Parra wants to pay the luxury tax at all. I'm pretty certain they don't want to be in the first apron of the luxury tax. So, they've got to clear some salary one way or another. And maybe that means you don't even take the first round draft pick. Maybe you either use that as a trade or you trade it for picks down the line or whatever, but to avoid taking on that salary. I don't know, but it depends, I guess, if there's nobody you really love in that position and somebody wants that pick, then certainly you could go that route. But they've got to figure some things out cap-wise along the way here.
It was good to hear and see John Morant, who seemed very positive, and the other players talking about John Morant. They were very, very encouraged, especially a veteran player like Derrick Rose, who talked about his budding relationship with Ja, that it's still not where it's going to eventually be. It's still like a feeling out process because a lot of times they didn't see each other. Obviously, they didn't play a lot on the court together, but the relationship is building. His son, Derrick Rose's son, is playing for Ja Morant's AAU team. Ja talked about the AAU team, and he'll be away on weekends with the team. And he thought how important it was last year, this past season, to be able to travel with the Grizzlies and do everything with the exception of playing in the game. So that was good news to hear that. That was very encouraging. I'm sure we'll get more from Colin Cody when he joins us at 8:05.
Here is one thing that this was in the Bobby Marks breakdown of the Grizzlies offseason. And this is in there in his thing about Jaren or what the 5 versus the 4, all that thing. Mm-hmm. He put in there that the Grizzlies were outscored, I think it's by 7 points per 100 possessions with Jaren at the center this year. And then compared it to last year and when he was at power forward, how they outscored opponents by whatever per 100 possessions.
You're going to talk about the players that he has assigned.
Yeah, I guess with Jaren playing the center this year, I would expect that the Grizzlies were going to be outscored. He was playing with a bunch of 10 days and 2 ways. Yes, whatever the numbers tell you about him at the center position this year, you cannot, they don't matter because he's playing with non-NBA players generally while he's out there at center this year. So that's just, to bring that up makes no sense. Yes, anybody that was playing center was going to be outscored by their opponents because you're playing with guys who won't be in the league next year.
Yeah, the stats were factual, but it was certainly misleading. All right, when we come back, the United States men's basketball Olympic team set other than one position. We'll go over that team. Also a huge night last night in the WNBA with the draft. We will discuss that on the program today. Lots to come, including more portal news, both football portal and basketball portal news. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. It's a simple call away. Dial up Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084. Tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings, and they will take care of your roof for you. Go to newroofmemphis.com as well for more information on the company. Locally owned and operated. They offer financing with different plans and options to choose from, including a 6, 12, or 18-month same-as-cash option. They'll work with your insurance company or out of pocket, whatever it takes to get that new roof or that roof repaired. Pinnacle does both residential and commercial roofing, so business owners, along with property managers, obviously homeowners, if you have a leak or any other roofing problem, Call Brandon today. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. Get a 5-year labor warranty on the purchase of a new roof, and all their work is satisfaction guaranteed. They do carpentry work, exterior painting. They can replace gutters, put up fencing and siding, rotten wood repair, install shingles. Quality work at a very reasonable price. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon today at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com. Just underway on a Tuesday. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to get to Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, where we're celebrating the 75th anniversary sales event, and it's time you got your new V-Dub on. Get ready to take your pick of 2024 Taos S, or 2024 Tiguan S, or 2024 Jetta Sport. Your choice, $279.99 a month. Pick the right Volkswagen for you at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown. Plus 1.9 for 60 months on all Atlas and Atlas Sports. Or get 2024 Atlas Cross Sport SE for $33,988. So get it done and be ready to ride at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road. Online, GossettVWG.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36 month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Taos RMO 51756, MSRP 26063. Tiguan RM 103,910, MSRP 31363. Jetta RMO 48802, MSRP 25506. Cross Sport RC 2366449, MSRP 38981. Includes $3,000 rebate. Cannot be combined with special APR. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax final license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Is your home screaming for an upgrade? Listen closely, because Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing is about to make your day. First up, say goodbye to cold showers and hello to endless hot water with our tankless water heater upgrade. Not only does it save space and energy, but it also keeps the hot water flowing exactly when you need it. And here's the kicker. Switch from your old tank to a sleek, efficient tankless water heater now, and Choate's will hand you a $500 credit. Yep, you heard that right. $500 back in your pocket. But wait, there's more. Clogged drains are a hassle no homeowner wants to deal with. With Choate's special offer, get your drains cleared for just $93, or it's absolutely free. That's our guarantee to make it drain, or you don't pay a dime. So why wait? Call Choate's today at 347-8086 or visit us online at choateshvac.com. And remember, Choate's, let our family serve your family.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. All season long, we're offering top odds on your favorite home run bets, shared $50K Grand Slam jackpots, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Whether you want to combine multiple bets for the chance at a bigger payout or place a live bet as the game unfolds, BetMGM has all the home run betting options you could need. Download the BetMGM app, head to the ballpark, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Tennessee only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call or text the Tennessee Red Line 800-889-9789.
Chris Price, it's so good to see you. And you have a new business?
Yes, Dave. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Have you noticed water stains on your ceiling? With storm season here, take a walk around your home or business and look up. Make sure there are no water stains signaling a leak prior to the heavy storms coming in. If you do see signs of water, call me. My team and I will come out, diagnose the problem, and prescribe a fix. Our team of Hague-certified inspectors are waiting to assist with any inspection or repairs you may need. We have 3 crews dedicated to repairing roofs in the Mid-South. As certified Owens Corning and Mule High dealers, we offer 20-year, no-dollar limit labor and material warranties that offer hassle-free ownership. That's our hassle-free ownership guarantee. Allow Metro Builders team of professionals to assist you in maintaining your property's integrity and value. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Your local commercial roof experts. Ask about our commercial roof maintenance agreements. Protect your investment with MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717. 375-1717.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at TriumphAutoSales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. I'm looking at a crash over here. Everybody's staring at it as they drive by. It's got it pretty slow now on 240 westbound, just past Mill Branch. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if it backs up all the way to Airways here in a few minutes on 240 westbound, just past Mill Branch on this collision that they're working right now. It's already wanting to slow down on 240 east over here at Poplar. Give yourself a little bit of extra time out here. It's really starting to pick up now on the normal spots. Hey, 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services right here in the Memphis area. It's Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
You know that I can go somebody.
A couple of texts here on the Sissy's Log Cabin listening line at 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Raider Corey texts in, says outside of a couple, Jaron would be a tough matchup nightmare on a nightly basis, pretty much. He's too versatile to be labeled one or the other, in my opinion. At the 5, he'll be a tough guard. Yeah, again, that's my approach would be like we're not going to go into it. But again, clearly the Grizzlies, and this was obvious down the stretch of the season because when Taylor Jenkins would talk about it, and then Zach Kleiman confirmed it even more yesterday. They prefer him at the 5. That's where they want Jaron to be. Now, I don't know how dead set they are in their approach to the offseason that we want him to be the 5. I hope it's not at all, but they clearly believe they are better with Jaron playing the 5 rather than the 4. And Kleiman did say that they're, the pairing of Brandon Clark and Jaren Jackson Jr. together, they still very much believe in that pairing as well. I still don't think they would be the starters together, but I guess it's certainly not out of the question.
Well, as long as they have a guy next to him that can rebound the basketball, because I don't care how you slice it, he is not a good rebounder. He's a great shot blocker. He's a terrific offensive player. He's a big presence. But he is not a good rebounder for whatever reason it is, maybe because he's out on the perimeter, guarding bigs that go out on the perimeter. I don't know. I don't have an answer why he's a bad rebounder, but he is. So as long as they got somebody in there that can get offensive rebounds and keep possessions alive, then I'm cool. I don't care if you want to label it 5 or the 4 or whatever, but they have to get that type of player, and that's the type of player they're going to go after.
Another texter says the way the young players stepped up this year, Grizzlies should deal Rose, Smart, Kennard, and Zaire. Pick best available at 7, meet salary cap. Well, I mean,
Rose isn't being dealt.
The deal guy is teams aren't just helping you out. Like, hey, you know
Sound
what?
like Ellis Island.
Hey, we'll take some of that salary off your head. We feel bad for you guys.
Give me your rest.
So,
give me your...
yes, give us some of your salary. Like, they have to want the guy, first of all, and to not have to take the salary back, they would have to be under the cap and everything else, like, and willing to do that. So, like, the teams aren't just out there like, hey, you know, Grizzlies, we see an issue with your salary cap. We're here to help.
Now, Derrick Rose doesn't make a lot of money, but like I said, during the press conference yesterday, he said he's already talked to management, and he's going to be back. He's going to be back for that second year of that 2-year deal. You know who's an interesting guy on the roster, though, is Yuta Watanabe, who, for personal reasons, was gone for the last, I don't know how many weeks. He was present for the team picture, which was strange. And there was a lot of Japanese media that was there yesterday asking questions about Yuta. He has a player option. So I don't know what he's going to do as far as whether he opts back in or tries to go on the open market. But that'll be an interesting one with Yuta Watanabe. They certainly, if he takes that player option and opts back in, they could always move him or cut him. But again, you don't want to just eat salary if you don't have to eat salary. So that's why I think there will be some moves, as that texter alluded to. I just don't know who, and who is a willing participant on the other side. Like you said, you need two to tango here.
And the good thing for the Grizzlies is they do have a lot of draft capital that if you needed to unload a salary, and you needed to get a team to take some salary off your hands, you've got plenty of draft capital to do that with. But again, it's not super easy. You can't just go out there and say, you know what, here, we're just going to get rid of these 4 guys and clear up their salary, and then we're all set to go. I mean, you still have to find the right thing. The thing with Yuta, my hope is, and I have no idea why he was gone or whatever, but my hope is that they kind of said, listen, you can go do whatever you need to do the rest of the year. We don't need you. Just don't pick up that player option.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Also, they got 2 second-round picks. They've had a lot of success with those second-round picks, but I can't imagine they'll use both. Maybe one will be one of those stash picks, but those are certainly possible trade bait, right? You have second-round picks to go along with a player. You could throw that into a package deal. So when you look at the roster right now and who's under contract, there's not a lot of room. There's certainly not room for 3 new guys, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round
picks would, if they're going to use them, it'd be 2-way guys.
Yes, but they have already under contract for next year. I guess they can cut ties with the 2-way guys, but isn't Jemison and Scottie Pippen are already under contract for next year as 2-way guys? Is Goodwin, Zach, do you know if Goodwin is?
Like how old he is?
No, is he under contract for next year as a 2-way?
Yes.
So they got all 3 of their 2-way guys. But they
two-way guy, yeah,
they could dump them, sure. But it'll be interesting to see who goes with the team to Summer League. I think Zach Kleiman already mentioned that Jemison will be part of it. And I think Pippen will be a part of it. So Goodwin probably will not be a part of the future. And I like the guy. Anybody who can rebound like that from a guard position. But yeah, there's that possibility. But also, like I said, they're assets that they can use in possible trades. Okay, the U.S. Olympic team for the United States, the men's basketball Olympic team, was announced yesterday. And as you would expect, the veterans for one last hurrah, like Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant. 4 years from now, I don't think any of those guys are, right? I don't know who's still playing in the, maybe KD's still playing in the league. I doubt it. But all 4 of those guys with the last hurrah are part of this Olympic team that was announced yesterday. Woj reported it first. So when they had the select team last year, which Jaren Jackson Jr. was a part of, and some of the other really good young players in the league, with the hope of making the Olympic team, I said it on the air. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people agreed. There's just not going to be the numbers game. There's not going to be a spot for guys like that. There was no chance that Jaren was going to be on that Olympic team by sheer numbers. Now, there is one spot open. So I guess you're going to hold hope that could happen. But when you got guys like Paolo Banchero and Kate Cunningham and Jalen Green and Chet Holmgren, there's so many I could just rattle off, Jalen Brunson, that are not even on the team, then I think it's going to be very hard for a guy like Jaren Jackson Jr. I think in the future, certainly if Ja Morant stays on the straight and narrow, stays healthy 4 years from now, certainly could be Olympian. Desmond Bain could be an Olympian. Jackson certainly could be. They're not all going to be, but they certainly have that chance. But you look at this team, Embiid, who has citizenship in 3 countries, is going to play for the United States. You got Tatum, you got Booker, you got Halliburton, Anthony Edwards taking such a leap this year. He's on the team. Drew Holiday with his defense. Bam Adebayo with his defense. So, again, one open spot, that's your team. If they don't walk away with gold, I mean, again, there's been disappointments before, but I don't see how these guys don't walk away with gold, although you have teams from around the world that have gotten better and better and better with each passing year.
Yeah, I mean, if this indeed ends up, all of these guys are able to play all of that stuff, no injuries or anything else, like if that team can't win the gold, there should be, there's a real problem.
Who's coaching the team? Is it Kerr?
Kerr.
Yeah, so we'll see who the 12th player is that they're going to add.
Most people believe it's Kawhi.
Yeah, I forgot about Kawhi.
If he's
healthy.
Again, as long as he's healthy. But the good thing for them is that if you look at this, like, especially the old guys aren't really looking like they'll make long postseason runs. So they should all be good to go.
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Really, the only guys on the team that are really positioned to make a long postseason run probably are Tatum, Drew Holiday, and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, but never count out playoff Miami and Bam Adebayo. Playoff Miami, always a chance that they will make the run. Last night, it was all about the WNBA. They had their draft. It's the first time I can remember being interested at all in the WNBA draft. Their commissioner talked about adding teams in the future, hoping to get one. I think she said did you say 26? And hoping to get a few more by 28. One of the cities that was mentioned, Nashville, for a WNBA team. Caitlin Clark, as expected, goes number 1 to Indiana. Some other highlights, Angel Reese goes to Chicago, number 7. Former Ole Miss guard, Markeisha Davis, goes number 11 overall to New York.
Yeah, it was crazy to see, like, again, the Caitlin Clark. I mean, Indiana, like they had a packed arena watch party for them to draft her number 1 overall. Like the effect she has is crazy. It's going to be amazing to see just the impact. I don't know what their attendance was in Indiana, but I would assume they will sell out every game with her there.
She should be getting a piece of the ticket sales, the concessions, the parking. Her teammate, by the way, in Iowa, Kate Martin, was picked in the 2nd round by Las Vegas. So, again, big night for the women, and they deserved it.
And was it Chicago that drafted Reese and Cardoso?
Cardoso, yep.
Cardoso's right. Like, I don't know how a team will get a rebound against them. If with those two, I mean, my goodness gracious. Like, how the hell are you supposed to ever get a rebound against those two? I mean, that is you talk about upgrading your front line. That's upgrading your front line. You had those two players together. That is that's a crazy upgrade of a front line. I don't know what they have there now. I don't know if they have a player on their front line, but they don't need them anymore with those two.
To have 2 picks in the top 7, I'm assuming they sucked last year, unless they made some kind of big trade. But, yeah, I think they've been helped an awful lot by the drafting of those 2 young ladies. When we come back, we'll talk NBA playoffs or postseason. The play-in begins tonight with the Lakers and the Pelicans, Warriors and the Kings. And big news for the Tigers yesterday as far as their schedule for the 24-25 season. We will discuss both of those topics coming up in just a moment.
This hour of our program, first hour brought to you each and every day by the folks at the Big Green Egg. It's the best grill there is and the last grill you'll ever need to buy. Go to biggreenegg.com, get all the information you need. You can find them here in town. Check them out in person. See all the different sizes. See all the different egg accessories that you can get to go with it over at Ace Hardware locations, Hamilton Fireplace, and more with the Big Green Egg.
This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square. Fun, friendly, exciting, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs for all your favorite games, 24 taps for all your favorite beers, including NA and local craft beers, and an in-front-of-the-wall full bar for all your other favorite beverages, including a full wine list. Add in an upscale menu, patio seating, daily specials, and events, and you found all your sports in the one right place. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square, Highway 70.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Hey, Mid-South! Discover your new ride at Gossett Kia on the Pike. You want it? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, rear-wheel drive, $249 a month. Plus, Gossett Kia's got 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369 a month. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease. And you'll always find peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So stop what you're doing and call Bobby J, because he's ready to put you in a new Kia today. That's Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition, P 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200, Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details, offer valid through 4/30/2024, dealer stock only.
Chris Price, it's so good to see you. And you have a new business?
Yes, Dave. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Have you noticed water stains on your ceiling? With storm season here, take a walk around your home or business and look up. Make sure there are no water stains signaling a leak prior to the heavy storms coming in. If you do see signs of water, call me. My team and I will come out, diagnose the problem, and prescribe a fix. Our team of Hague-certified inspectors are waiting to assist with any inspection or repairs you may need. We have 3 crews dedicated to repairing roofs in the Mid-South. As certified Owens Corning and Mule High dealers, we offer 20-year, no-dollar limit labor and material warranties that offer hassle-free ownership. That's our hassle-free ownership guarantee. Allow Metro Builders team of professionals to assist you in maintaining your property's integrity and value. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Your local commercial roof experts. Ask about our commercial roof maintenance agreements. Protect your investment with MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717. 375-1717.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So tonight, the NBA postseason begins. Lakers at the Pelicans, 6:30. That'll be the early game. Then the Warriors at the Kings at 9 o'clock. Yesterday, Zach, you had brought up an interesting scenario about the Lakers situation. Anthony Davis, by the way, is he 100%? Is he coming in hobbled? What is his deal? Anybody know?
That's fine.
As we talked about yesterday, the Lakers, yeah, maybe it's not the worst case scenario if they lose as long as they win their next playing game, but you try to avoid the number one seed, or you try to avoid Denver, right? Is that what you're trying to do here? Was that the scenario?
The winner of this gets
avoid Denver.
Yeah, the winner gets Denver. So you're trying to avoid Denver, even though Denver's the 2 seed in the West. I think most people fear Denver rather than Oklahoma City. But so that's why it's not the worst case scenario if they lose, other than then they put their backs up against the wall because they have to win the next game. But I don't know. I mean, I think the Pelicans just overall, without the Lakers, and they're certainly not going to go in there and try to lose, but the Pelicans might just be a better team anyway.
Well, the thing with the Lakers, if they were to, again, try to finagle it to avoid Denver, they are a combined 1-7 against the Warriors in Sacramento. So putting yourself into a must-win against one of those two teams. Sacramento swept them, went 4-0 against them, and they went 1-3 against the Warriors. So you're not putting yourself in a good situation.
Yeah, because Davis got clobbered by Sabonis. Sabonis has won, 10 straight games when he's battled Anthony Davis?
If there was a team, New Orleans would be the team, if either one of them, like if you wanted to do it, because New Orleans went 5-0 against Sacramento and went 2-1 against Golden State. So if there was a team that could say, wait, we have a better chance maybe of doing it this way, it would be New Orleans on that side of things. But now it would be funny if both teams were trying to lose.
Halftime at 6-2.
I mean, if we get to a point where both teams are trying to lose, Adam Silver is not going to be a very happy camper. But
he will lose his hair over that. I'm telling you.
If suddenly, if Anthony Davis and LeBron James are sitting out and Zion's sitting out, and everybody all of a sudden it looks like a final day of the regular season matchup with nobody playing, that would not be good. But I don't think anybody you take that.
Nobody's trying to lose.
You get yourself into the playoffs. You don't want it to come down to a one-game deal that where you can miss out completely on the playoffs. So I think both teams will put their best foot forward tonight and try and win this game.
Like on paper, like the Pelicans have the athletes to go up against the Nuggets. It's just the IQ that you kind of worry about because, again, the Nuggets are like an old machine.
Oh, offense. Yeah. Does New Orleans have Brandon Ingram back?
They are saying that he should be back.
I mean, if you got Ingram back with Valanciunas, with Zion Williamson, with C.J. McCollum, come on. That is a really good – that team to me is better than the Lakers. So it may not be the Lakers trying to lose. It may just be the Pelicans beat them if that's where, the way they want to go. And then the Warriors and the Kings, as most people believe, this is the last hurrah for the Warriors. Draymond Green, the introverted Draymond Green, doesn't like to speak out too much. He's already belly aching about the play-in. It is what it is, Draymond. But the dynasty that was the Warriors has come to an end. And most people believe that it'll wrap up tonight.
What I don't know what you're belly aching about when, if you would for the play-in, you would be, unless he wants his vacation started already.
He may be leaning toward that, but I don't know. The Kings with Sabonis, with Fox, the Warriors obviously a healthy dose of Steph Curry tonight, but I don't see it. Going up against their old coach and Mike Brown, I think it ends for the Warriors tonight. Again, that'll be the late game of the two. From college basketball, not last night, but yesterday afternoon, I think John Rothstein had it first, that the Memphis Tigers have reached a deal on a home and home with UNLV beginning this upcoming season, the 24-25 season in Sin City, which makes sense. I would assume that that's going to be a part of that trip where Memphis will eventually be in Maui to play in the Maui Invitational, but also plays San Francisco. That was already announced that they'll play the Dons, and that game will be actually at the Golden State Warriors' home at the Chase Center. So now it makes sense, right? You're not going to have separate trips. So probably 2 games before they head to Hawaii, stopping at UNLV, stopping in San Francisco, and then going on to Maui. Again, that's speculation on my part, but it is going to happen with a home and home. Now, what I think it should lead to is eventually an American Conference versus Mountain West series where you have matchups between those 2 leagues.
Yep, people have brought that up as a to get the American to have one of these challenges with another conference, and certainly a conference like that you are kind of competing for NCAA tournament spots. Kind of theoretically on the same level. That certainly wouldn't be a bad idea to have a challenge series with that conference.
So right now, the Memphis schedule for next season, 24-25 season, at San Francisco, at UNLV, the Maui Invitational, at Clemson, at Virginia, home versus Missouri. Now, I'm not talking about conference. I'm talking about non-conference. So that's all you got right now, I believe. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're talking about what? 5 more games, I think, that they have to schedule, non-conference wise. Is that correct? So you got to put something together for this home schedule. We're going to talk to Jeff Crane coming up at 8:25, as we do each and every week, from the University of Memphis. And although he really doesn't play a big part in the scheduling, certainly you want to make that home schedule as appealing as possible. Because all of a sudden you look at that conference after the loss 2 years, this past year, of Houston, along with Cincinnati, an old rival, along with UCF. You bring in a Florida Atlantic. That was great last year. But now Florida Atlantic, losing players, losing their coach, they're going to be a shell of themselves, and they were only a big name for 2 years as far as on the NCAA tournament landscape.
They were a big day for 1 year.
Well, last year they were always in the top 25, then dropped out and ended up in the tournament.
Yeah, last year was the year they were the big name. The other year, they just were a team that got hot in the tournament, made a Final Four run. Nobody cared about Florida Atlantic that year.
Right. They became a big name as the tournament rolled along. So, yes, I mean, we're splitting hairs here. But, yes. So you have to do what you can with this home portion of your non-conference schedule. I just don't know who else are you going to play here. Now, San Francisco, UNLV, it's not exactly, blue bloods here. We're not talking about big powers, but certainly challenges on the road. Maui, there's a chance that you're going to play some very good teams. And then you have to return the favor at Clemson, at Virginia. You beat both of them last year, but now you have to go on the road for those two. So the only one at home is Mizzou, who you beat on the road at Missouri last year. So there's going to be some added to that as far as the schedule for the 24-25 season. Basketball portal news, Big Z is committed to Arkansas. Surprise, surprise. Jumped into the portal after the John Calipari news, and now Big Z, the 7-footer, is headed to Fayetteville to play for John Calipari.
Sure, Big Z will be a hit in Fayetteville.
Hey, that's his kind of place, right? Walmart, Tyson Foods, all the big Fortune 500 companies. And DJ Wagner, who announced that he is in the portal, no word yet on where he's headed, but I would guess there's a good opportunity. He also links up with Cal once again. Well, folks, speaking of basketball, if you want to improve your shooting, which will improve your overall game, you could take your basketball shooting and passing skills to new levels at Shoot 360 Memphis. Shoot 360 is a revolutionary basketball training facility. It combines cutting-edge science and technology and provides instant objective feedback with actual hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching that will help make you the best basketball player on any court. Shoot 360 is utilized by a diverse range of basketball players, From young talents to high school to college, even NBA players like Steph Curry use this system. All skill levels use the Shoot 360 basketball program to learn proper shooting techniques, improve their fundamentals, and gain a competitive edge. Shoot 360 Memphis will be moving soon from Collierville to a bigger and more convenient location in Cordova. You could sign up with them right now before the big move on June 1st. To do so, give them a call. Hey, have a tour. Have them give you a tour of the facility. If you're not sure what I'm talking about here, you'd like to see it firsthand, you can do that. Bring your son, bring your grandson, bring your daughter, bring your granddaughter, bring any players, if you're a coach out there, to Shoot 360. Let them see what it's all about. 901-316-5500 is the number to call, 901-316-5500, or visit them at 85 Market Center Drive in Collierville. The future of basketball training is here. Shoot 360 Memphis. Coming up, hour number 2, we'll begin things with Humdinger's Trivia. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Springtime is hot wing time, and time for the ultimate hot wing showdown at the World Championship Hot Wing Contest and Festival. Be there Saturday, April 20th at Memphis River Garden Park on Riverside Drive. See over 60 teams fighting for hot wing supremacy, along with live blues, soul, and rock and roll. All in support of the Ronald McDonald House. It's a sizzling day of fiery flavors, live music, and family fun, and you're invited. It's hot wing time in Memphis. Get your tickets now at worldwingfest.com. This is your delicious chance to make a difference.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah Wonderland?
Randy, we are making magic on Mount Moriah. 2024 Kia Forte LXS, 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month, and a 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease.
And 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9, and always get peace of mind with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
So get over there, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
Are you aware? It's patio season. Family Leisure sure is. That's why they have factory direct pricing on swimming pools, spas, and even, yes, patio furniture. Yes, sir, it's indeed patio season. So come by Family Leisure and check out all the brand new 2024 patio furniture sets. And with patio season here, you know that pool season will be here before you even know it. So buy now to get in line for your pool installation and get pre-season pricing. Plus, you could save $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even up to $5,000 on all spas and swim spas. Family Leisure has got special pricing on all in-stock saunas, theater seating, pool tables, and even outdoor kitchens. I love it when it's patio season because of all the fantastic deals that Family Leisure makes available just for you. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Hey, Jason, my main man, Marshall, what's up over there at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike?
Well, Randy, we know that one size doesn't fit all at Gossett Volkswagen, so we've got a take-your-pick offer that covers all the bases.
Well, everybody I know, including me, loves choices. So, Jason, what do you got?
How about a 2024 Taos S, 2024 Tiguan S, or a 2024 Jetta Sport? Take your pick for $279.99 a month. plus 1.9 for 60 months on all Atlas and Atlas Cross Sports, or get a brand new 2024 Atlas Cross Sport SE for only $33,988, and no reasonable offer will be refused.
Ask for Jason the Main Man Marshall at Gossett Volkswagen, 1875 Covington Pike, or online at GossettVWMemphis.com.
That's Gossett Volkswagen on Covington Pike, where we're charging forward and charging less every day.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Taos RMO 51756, MSRP 26063. Tiguan RM 103,910, MSRP 31363. Jetta RMO 48802, MSRP 25506. Cross Sport RC 2366449, MSRP 38981. Includes $3,000 rebate. Cannot be combined with special APR. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes stock final license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
This Sports 56 traffic report is brought to you by Luttrell Belting. They keep you moving.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Still some flashing lights over here as they clean up a situation. At first we thought it was an accident. Then they started labeling it as police activity on 240 westbound, just past Mill Branch. It's had traffic tied up over here. We're hoping it's going to improve sooner than later on 240 westbound. Again, just past Mill Branch. Had that earlier slowdown. That's also trying to improve on 40 westbound at Warford, where they had that van flip over earlier. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64 is your full-service family-owned jewelry store right here in the Memphis area. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:04 the time, hour 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Tuesday, April 16th, 2024 edition. You got Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd. We're gathered once again in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, it's where family and fun come together. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently 68 degrees. It will get up to 83 today. Right now the sun is shining, but clouds will be rolling in later today. And tonight there's a good chance there will be some scattered thunderstorms. In fact, some strong gusty winds. The severe weather chances are marginal today, but just keep your head up. Tomorrow looks like a cloudy Wednesday with a high of 82 degrees. Coming up in just a few moments, Colin Cody will join us from News Channel 3. Then Jeff Crane from the University of Memphis. Second hour of the program brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. I'll give you more of the particulars on James Gaddis Jewelers in just a few moments, but it is Tuesday. It's time for Humdinger's Trivia.
That's right. It's Tuesday. That means Taco Tuesday over at Humdinger's. I was there for Taco Tuesday last week, as a matter of fact. You can go over and enjoy some of those great chicken or fish tacos for just $2 each all day, each and every Tuesday. Or, of course, you can enjoy any other of the great items on the menu, like maybe one of the grilled fish options or maybe one of their sandwiches like a po' boy, all kinds of different things, including some of those new items they added to the menu not too long ago when they redid the little new design and new look to the place and a new look to the menu as well over at Poplar and Massey. That's where you'll find Humdingers. You can find them online, humdingersrestaurant.com, where you can see the entire menu. You could get information on catering. If you got an event you need catered, they could take care of that as well. But again, Taco Tuesday today over at Humdingers. If you're the first to answer our trivia question correctly, well, then you'll get a $25 gift certificate to Humdingers, and you can answer via text on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Here is today's question. We saw some of the older guys, Vijay Singh, Jose Maria Olazabal, among others, that were able to make the cut at the Masters over the weekend. Got me thinking about the old guys at Augusta. Of course, I'm also turning 50 later this year, so maybe that's what got me thinking about it. Who holds the Masters record for the lowest 72-hole score for someone age 50 or older? Who holds the Masters record for low 72-hole score for someone age 50 or older? Text in at 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. And if you're the first correct answer, well, then you'll get the $25 gift certificate to Humdingers.
Joining us now on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line, a guy who probably knows the answer to that question, but he's ineligible. He's Colin Cody from News Channel 3, sports reporter and anchor, who you can follow on Twitter at Colin Z. Cody. Going to talk some Masters. He was there on Friday at Augusta National. We're going to talk some Grizzlies with him as well. Colin, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for joining us as always. And yeah, the Masters, another one in the books. Is some people know, some people probably don't know that you were down in Augusta and covered the Masters and was there on Friday. So golf is certainly a sport that you know and love. What was it like? You were there on Friday. Did you blow around with that wind the way it was blowing? That was pretty amazing to be able to try to play golf in those conditions. But from a spectator standpoint or from a media standpoint, what was it like?
No, it was fun. I think the wind didn't affect me too much. Well, it did after I spent all of my money in the pro shop because I left pretty light after that. Not gonna lie. I didn't have too much weighing me down after that. So it was beautiful though. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better day. The wind was swirling, but it wasn't. See, one thing I did do, I was going to wear like one of those Masters straw hats. I decided to be a veteran, wear just a normal, golf cap so it wouldn't blow off. It did blow off once during my time there. I had to chase it down. But, yeah, you saw a lot of that. Just, it was, regardless, though, it was just a beautiful day, just like 72 and kind of and sunny, not a cloud in the sky, but yeah, I saw Tiger on 18, followed him from 15 all the way up. And, yeah, that was just probably the highlight of the round for me, just seeing Tiger make that weekend cut, break that record with his 24th cut at Augusta. So it was, all in all, it was just a great time.
Did he have the biggest galleries?
Yeah, they're different. Obviously, the no cell phone policy.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's kind of like, whenever you hear like the real, like roar or like the kind of like a half, like okay, maybe Tiger's about to make some moves. Like it's different from anybody out there. It's different from Scotty, different from John Rahm, from anybody on one of the premier golfers right now. He still has that zest that kind of just drives people in. And, yeah, everyone loves to watch him from Amen Corner all the way back up to 18. Just he's still, though he isn't the same Tiger everybody's used to, he is still Tiger Woods and still one of the greatest to ever do it. So you got to take in those opportunities whenever he does play a golf tournament.
Oh, there's no question, and they're few and far between anymore. As you said, he makes the weekend. He sets the cut record at the Masters, but has a rough weekend. Did you, as you watched him on Friday, see him laboring at all as far as walking up and down those hills? For those who don't know, Augusta National, very hilly, one of the more hillier courses that they play on. But did you see or have any indication? Because obviously he was able to go all 72.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't really say I saw him laboring or anything. I think that the toughest part for him on Friday was the fact that he had to finish his first round because they suspended play around, I think, about 7 or 6 o'clock on Thursday. And, he was one of those last final groups that still had 4 or 5 holes to play. So he had a really early start on Friday. I think he started about 7:55 Eastern Time, and he didn't walk off the course until maybe, let's say, almost 5:30 from what I remember. But yeah, I mean, the conditions are treacherous. I mean, though it wasn't a wet tournament besides Thursday for just a brief period, the elevation change from the clubhouse all the way down to Amen Corner is the same distance as the Statue of Liberty. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
So yeah, it can make your ears pop if you don't just embrace the walk and can just. I mean, it's something serious. Like I when I played it in 2021, and I had a caddy and everything, I went through the motions. Obviously, I hit a lot more shots than them guys, so I saw a lot more of the course. But yeah, I was aching after that one round. I was kind of like using my putter to walk up 18 because I'm like, wait, let's just get kind of over there.
Yeah, I mean it is insane when you get out there and see just how much those elevation changes are. So you were down yesterday at the Grizzlies' end of the year media session, hearing from all the folks. Any big takeaway for you from what you heard yesterday?
The biggest takeaway, I think, Greg and I, we were sitting pretty close to one another, and I think the fact that when Zach Kleiman said that, he's looking for Jared to be more the 5, and you asked some other guys like Brandon Clark, they were like, well, I think Jared's better at the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Zach Kleiman did in fact say that, Grizzlies general manager, he did in fact say that they are, depending on draft position, that they definitely want to add some size and some depth there. So hopefully, I don't know how that's going to play out. I think Jaren's a better 4 than 5, but he can obviously play whatever position. When he was asked about it, he kind of just said, like, the whole numbers 1 through 5, that's kind of like just old school. You just have to be able to execute and play against, your opponent who's on the court with you. So I understand that, but it'll be interesting to see how they move forward once they know their draft position about a month from now. Also, the fact that Derrick Rose, he basically said, no, I'm coming back.
Right.
Like, I thought that was, like, really assuring that he was like, yeah, I've already talked to Coach and Zach, and, yeah, you just don't typically hear a player automatically just say, no, I mean, like, I'm back next year without, going through everything that could possibly happen over the summer. So I think he was a great light to the locker room, and just talking to him, asking him questions. He spoke for like the second longest besides Zach Kleiman yesterday. He's such a bright guy. It's just, who doesn't want to be around Derrick Rose? I mean, he's definitely special. Like, besides on the basketball court, how he thinks and his life experience is just different.
He blows me away. I mean, it's amazing. Of course, I go back to when he came to Memphis as a freshman, and I talk about this all the time, how introverted he was, how quiet he was, and now he's like up there like a philosopher. He's like Plato up there. You want to listen to everything he says. I'm mesmerized by what he says. But getting back to Jaren Jackson Jr., it was interesting because Tripp was saying, yeah, there are times I even bring up the ball. Like I'm a point guard. I mean, come on, Tripp's tripping on that one. But as far as the numbers game, maybe we're looking at it too literal. Colin, maybe it's more semantics. It's like a 5 and 4. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. They have to have a guy who can rebound the basketball and set screens next to Jaren because Jaren doesn't do that stuff.
Right, and Jaren knows he doesn't do that stuff. I think I was watching some things that he did with Grind City yesterday after he spoke to us, and he was kind of just like, yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't mind having someone that would, set the screens like Steve-O and roll to the rim for Ja. I mean, because let's be honest, Jaren, he's growing into his body, but still he's, he's physical, but that's not, he doesn't do the dirty work. That's not who he is.
Right.
He's
more finesse. He's finesse.
Yeah, very finesse, big for the most part.
He's
skilled. He's very skilled.
Very skilled, yes.
Is there anybody that you like in the draft, assuming they're in that 7 range, they don't move up to the top 3 or 4? Is there anybody in the draft that you like?
Yeah, I think we just saw him playing the national championship. I'm gonna go with Klingon. I love that kid. I mean, I know he didn't play super well against Edey, but he wore him down enough. He has great size, and he doesn't have to be a scorer. Where I think that's where who Edey is. They have to play through Edey. I don't know how much you can work around Edey on the defensive end like that because he's not the best rebounder himself. But I think Klingon, he seems like a young kid that's ready to, come in and play a position where he has to just do whatever is asked of him. And that's what it seemed like in the national championship. I think that was a great resume builder for him moving into June because with Grizzlies, we know they like to rim run. They're going to love to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But with Klingon, I think he gives them that younger presence and another big body that they're definitely missing, especially, when you got guys like Chet Holmgren and Wemby, these 7+ foot guys that are doing things away from the basket. I mean, Jaren can't cover all the ground. I mean, that's how he won the Defensive Player of the Year. He had some help with Steven and those guys working on the perimeter where he was able to, come in and close out and block shots and do things like that. So I think Clingan would be who I would eye moving into the draft if I were the Grizzlies.
Yeah, when we speculate, and we all do, about what they could do, a lot of times we'll say, well, if they don't move up, maybe they'll move down in a trade. But nobody talks about maybe moving up in a trade, maybe to get into a position to take a Clingan who's obviously his stock has risen, if that's the way they want to go. But they also may want to just strictly go via trade or free agency with a veteran big, maybe still draft a young big or draft somebody else. So there's always a lot of scenarios, obviously. But is there somebody out there in the league that you think is gettable, whether that person is now a free agent or a trade as far as a center is concerned? I know a lot of people have brought up names like Claxton and Andre Drummond. Is there anybody that you're thinking about that maybe they can make a move on that player?
Yeah, I'm not sure how the money would play out or if you have to do like a sign and trade, but I think Hartenstein, he's a big body, and
from New York?
Gave him from New York. Jaren gave him a lot of props of just how he's grown his game and that he's like one of the more underrated physical guys in the league now that a lot of people don't give a lot of praise to, and that's kind of helped New York elevate themselves into this playoff position with Jalen Brunson. So I like Hartenstein a lot, but I'm not sure how that money will work out. But Drummond, obviously heard Drummond. I don't see Drummond necessarily working out as a player that would necessarily be able to start with the Grizzlies for some reason. I don't know. For me, I might have a little personal bias because he's like my age. I think he's like one of the goofiest dudes in the world. When I just see, he's always on Shaq and the Fool. So I'm like, do we really want somebody that's like gonna try to catch a alley-oop that his teammate threw to himself? Like we just saw that last week. I don't know. He just seems like he has a lot of brain farts.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, but he also gets a ton of rebounds. He's the best rebounder in the game, probably.
Yeah, he does get a lot of rebounds, but I just think he's an interesting dude altogether.
Do you think that when it's all said and done, that Kennard will be back with the team, and the assumption is Smart will be back, but he could be in a trade if the trade's a good enough. What you're getting back is good enough. It's not out of the question. But do you believe both of those guys, who ironically both did not participate yesterday in the exit interviews, do you think both of them will be in Grizzlies uniforms next season?
I think, it's kind of hard to say.
Zach shaking his head no.
Yeah. I don't know if yesterday was a telltale because neither one of them were there and they were already packing up or whatever. But, I have no idea. I think it's more likely that we might see Marcus come back for at least another season, and with I'm going blank.
Kennard?
Luke Kennard. With Luke Kennard, him on that expiring contract, they might try to move that sooner than later. So I'm not sure. I would love to see them both back in a Grizzlies uniform, but we all know you can only have so much free will and money to spend when it comes to a smaller franchise like the Grizzlies. So, and we already have a lot of guards. So, and we're trying to work out that wing depth. So, we'll see with the emergence of Vince Williams, Gigi Jackson. It's going to be a very competitive summer, and no one can replicate what Luke Kennard brings to this team. Closer, only other person maybe be Desmond Bain, but we all know Luke is a lethal, straight-up shooter when he is asked to be. So I don't know. I think his value is still rising when it comes to what the Grizzlies need. You always can have more shooting.
Sure.
But when it comes to that wing position, we just got to clear up a lot of the guys on that in that realm right there, because we signed and put so many guys on two ways, it's just going to be an interesting competitive summer for those guys as they try to work around their rotation and try to solidify like a solid 9 or 10 man rotation.
Last summer, nobody expected fireworks, and we had Steven Adams dealt to Houston. We'll see what happens this offseason because I think the expectations are that there will be a lot of moves made by the Grizzlies front office. Again, it's a wait-and-see situation. He is Colin Cody from News Channel 3, sports reporter and anchor. You can follow him on Twitter at Colin Z. Cody, an avid golfer as well. We're going to have to go out there and hit the links here soon, Colin. Thank you so much as always. Always appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, guys. Always a lot of fun.
Thanks,
man.
James Gaddis Jewelers, second hour sponsor of Sports 56 Mornings. They are your family's jeweler at 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, and on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. Not only for beautiful engagement rings and wedding rings, I talk about that every day when I talk about James Gaddis Jewelers, but for all your other fine jewelry, for watches, and I mean a variety of watches for both men and for women, gemstones of all types, bracelets and necklaces, earrings and pendants. I guarantee you go in there, you're going to find something you love for your loved one, and they're always going to be adding to their collection. They have estate and vintage jewelry, and that changes almost daily. They have experts to help you with wedding and engagement rings, 2 repair experts to help you with your fine watches and jewelry. Your one-stop shop for all your jewelry needs. Layaway and financing is available. They'll buy your gold, silver, diamonds, give you top dollar for that. Again, family-owned and operated, been a part of the fabric of Memphis for years and years, decades and decades, in fact. It's James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick. On the web at gaddisjewelers.com. Stop by and tell James and the gang you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings. When we come back, we're talking University of Memphis athletics with Jeff Crane. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hot wings. What's your favorite flavor? The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination, has 32 delicious flavors to choose from and counting. Like the Crazy Lemon Twist, a savory, zesty, and citrusy taste of fresh lemon twist. The Jalapeno Cheddar, an acidic and spicy flavor completed with a burst of sharp cheddar. Or Crazy Sweet Heat, tangy sweetness followed by the heat. And that's just 3 of the amazing 32 chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide? Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Ask about the Crazy Coop Special. Choose from 3 whole wings or 6 party wings, fries, and drink, all for just $9.99. Now those are some crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop, 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten. Family owned and operated, The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Hey, Mid-South! Discover your new ride at Gossett Kia on the Pike. You want it? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, rear-wheel drive, $249 a month. Plus, Gossett Kia's got 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369 a month. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease. And you'll always find peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So stop what you're doing and call Bobby J, because he's ready to put you in a new Kia today. That's Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their valuable tools, but to protect their professional reputations. For pros, the WeatherGuard badge makes a statement about what drives them. It says, "Bring it on. Been there. Done that. We've got your back," without saying a word. And the folks at WeatherGuard, they're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. See what it means to be driven at weatherguard.com.
Chris Price, it's so good to see you. And you have a new business?
Yes, Dave. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Have you noticed water stains on your ceiling? With storm season here, take a walk around your home or business and look up. Make sure there are no water stains signaling a leak prior to the heavy storms coming in. If you do see signs of water, call me. My team and I will come out, diagnose the problem, and prescribe a fix. Our team of Hague-certified inspectors are waiting to assist with any inspection or repairs you may need. We have 3 crews dedicated to repairing roofs in the Mid-South. As certified Owens Corning and Mule High dealers, we offer 20-year no dollar limit labor and material warranties that offer hassle-free ownership. That's our hassle-free ownership guarantee. Allow Metro Builders team of professionals to assist you in maintaining your property's integrity and value. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Your local commercial roof experts. Ask about our commercial roof maintenance agreements. Protect your investment with MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717. 375-1717.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show. Right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Still a little bit slow over here on 240 westbound, just past Mill Branch. We've had to deal with this backup over here for quite some time now, and it was a crash from earlier. Also, that wreck should be out of there in a few minutes, hopefully, because it's been a mess all morning on 40 westbound over there at Warford. Still some delays over there. Hopefully, again, that will start to improve. Still not too bad right now on 385 Billmores Parkway, getting up to 240. 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services right here in Memphis. It's Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. Halfway home on this Tuesday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Coming up in hour 3, we'll have our new golf segment, week number 2 of Mickey Barker and Friends. We'll talk a little Masters, talk a little bit about the construction going on over at Audubon with Bill Bergen, the golf architect, who is the man who is in charge of revamping that entire 18-hole layout at Audubon, one of the fine city golf courses we have here in the great city of Memphis. Time now to talk some University of Memphis athletics with Jeff Crane.
It's time to talk Memphis Tigers athletics. Joining Greg and Eli is University of Memphis Deputy Athletics Director Jeff Crane. Here's Jeff with Greg and Eli.
Jeff Crane does join us each and every week to talk Memphis athletics. You can follow him on Twitter at jcrane75. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Feels like it might be springtime in Memphis, but I don't want to speak too soon.
As long as it doesn't get too humid and the pollen stays away. But, I've wished for a lot of things in my life that hasn't come true. So Saturday is the spring game. Obviously, there's a couple of more practices leading up to the culmination of the spring football session. And again, for folks who don't know the details, we're used to having the Friday night strikes, but this year it'll be an afternoon tilt starting at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 o'clock Saturday, Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Probably the last time to see the Tigers play there before you start to see some massive renovations of the stadium beginning. So will be fun for folks to come out and kind of get a last glimpse of Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium before we start making some major construction moves. But will be a great, fun day. We're going to have autographs afterwards and lots of fun things for kids going on in front of the stadium on Tiger Lane prior to. So looking forward to seeing a big crowd out there.
Is there any areas where people can't park, or is it pretty much open?
Yeah, parking will be open. There are no other events going on in the immediate area around the stadium. So should not have any parking restrictions. Certainly encourage folks to come out and tailgate and have a great time.
With that construction, is there an official start date that they will begin that construction?
Yeah, we don't actually have that official date yet, but imagine we'll have it here in the next couple of weeks. But we're about 4 to 5 weeks away from starting on that east side construction, converting that from suite space to game operations, press space, etc. Hopefully, maybe by the time I talk to you guys next week, I'll have an exact start date for you.
So for next season, how many suites will you be down?
Yeah, we'll be down about 25 suites. That'd be about 20 suites on the east side, and then we had 5 or 6 on the west. So again, the 20 on the east are being converted to press, etc. space, and then the west side will be demolished. So we will be down some suites. We'll be down some seats. Obviously, not ideal, but we do know that the end result's going to be fantastic for our program and for everybody that uses Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium.
Yeah, when it's all done, the west side, how many suites will there be? And with the east side, where the media, with press boxes, the radio broadcast booths, and all that will there be any suites there?
Yeah, so on that, we'll start on the east side. When we convert that space to press, etc., there will be a couple of suites there on the east side. Still on that second level. The first level will remain all suites, and then moving over to the west side, we will have about 25 suites, founder suites, and others there on the west side. So almost replacing everything that we're taking away. Exactly, we might even come out a little bit ahead from where we are currently.
So yeah, as far as suites go, you'll be about the same number, but there will be the other kind of premium options.
Yes, quite a few new premium options, loge boxes, which will be kind of 4 tabletop seats that'll have a television monitor, refrigerator, access to a really nice club space back behind, and then the more traditional club seats that will have access to a beautiful club space back behind it as well. So we've already started some of those conversations with people about purchasing those. Obviously, we're talking about the 2026 season, so we have a little bit of time, and much of that will become more public in terms of our public sales in the coming months.
What is the biggest question you get from fans out there who have purchased tickets in the past and are thinking about purchasing tickets in the future?
Yeah, I think right now there's some uncertainty because the seats on the west side, with the exception of the chair backs, which would be row 25 and below, everything above that is going away. So we're going to be relocating thousands of tickets from the west side to the east side. So obviously that creates some uncertainty for folks, but we're working with our season ticket holders and we'll go through a seat selection process that will start in June. And folks will have an opportunity to call us or come into the office, and we're gonna work with everyone individually to find them a seat that they like on the east side, and then we'll go through that seat selection process again prior to the 2026 season once everything's kind of gotten settled. So, uncertainty over the next couple of years, but what lies ahead will be hugely impactful to the overall experience for the fans.
I've brought this up before, but I know you said there was some initial, I think, conversations, but that Arkansas game in 2025, any other conversations about possibly trying to get that switch so that game's not affected?
Yeah, those conversations have not advanced at this point, but something we'll continue to take a look at to see if it makes sense on both sides. Certainly may come to that, but it's something we are looking at, but no movement yet.
Well, we have you on the air. Anything as far as future football schedules? I know you guys do a lot of things well in advance of years to come, but anything else on the horizon here that you guys are working on?
Yeah, we've actually been able to kind of settle our football schedule a bit. We've got it pretty well locked in for the next, let's call it 3-4 years. But we're looking at kind of 5 years and out right now. And because the college football and college athletics landscape is so unsettled at the moment, it's been hard to kind of advance those conversations with potential opponents because everybody's just kind of sitting back and waiting to see what may happen. But we continue to reach out to possible opponents that fit and looking forward to some more dates announced. I would imagine in the next several months. But for this time, we're fairly settled for the next 4 or 5 years.
Well, you have an interesting new scenario when it comes to football scheduling. Obviously, you're looking at putting together a very appealing home schedule for the fans. So that would include, there's nothing you do about the conference schedule, but with the non-conference schedule, you can. However, there's also the thought that now with the 12-team playoff, and who knows, possibly a 16 or 14 or 16, whatever, before too long, but at least with a 12-team playoff, that there's that opportunity to not only get in to win your conference championship, but to get into the playoff. And what you do in the non-conference could have a big impact on that because you could run roughshod in your conference, but if you're not the number one ranked when it comes down to the standings, conference champion, you could be left out of the playoffs. And that could be determined by maybe one of the non-conference games that you play. So there's that juggling act of trying to keep an appealing non-conference schedule, but not go crazy because, again, you don't want to have those opportunities when you win your conference to be number 2 or number 3 in what I guess you would call the group of 5 right now to be a part of that playoff. Yeah, it's definitely a tricky formula. And as we've talked about before, lots of variables that go into this. It's like a puzzle that you're trying to solve in that does your schedule match up with a potential opponent's schedule? Do the home and away opportunities match up? And then we look at it from a competitive standpoint. And Coach Silverfield works with us directly on that. We talk about various opponents and the competitive nature of all of that. And I think the end result is we want to try to create the most balanced schedule we can. We'd like to play regional teams where possible. We'd like to have a Power 5 opponent at home every other year or so. As we've talked about, some of that has become increasingly challenging for lots of reasons, but it is complicated, and ultimately we want to put ourselves in the best possible position to get into the playoffs. So, it's definitely a work in progress.
One other question with the stadium renovations, because somebody asked me this. With the plaza area, is it I guess calling it plaza area that you're going to have? Is that what they called it?
Yeah, we need to come up with some kind of cool name for that. Maybe if you guys or one of your listeners can come up with a cool name and send it our way, that would be good. We got to come up with something cool. But yes, it's a party plaza for now.
Will there be tickets just sold for that, or is that if you have a ticket, you have access to that?
Yeah, right now, I would say we don't exactly know how that space is going to be used.
Okay.
But our intention is that at least a significant part of that plaza would be open to all fans. And that's something that was important to us as we developed this concept, is that we wanted something that all fans had access to. So every fan will have access to that plaza in some way, shape, or form. There may be certain areas that are created for premium type space on the plaza. This plaza is huge. We'll be able to fit 2,000 people on the plaza. So every fan will have the opportunity to go there and enjoy the concessions and the view at some point during the game.
From the basketball team, there was the story yesterday from John Rothstein, I think first reported, that the Tigers will play a home-and-home with UNLV. And I would assume, Jeff, that is another game that Penny will set up or has set up for the team when they get ready to head out to Maui, that they'll play UNLV, they'll play San Francisco, and then go to Maui. Is that the game plan?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not exactly sure of the timing of those games, but that definitely makes sense the way you've kind of laid it out there. I'm just not exactly sure of the timing, but obviously excited to get a quality opponent at home on the basketball side, and a great opportunity for us to go play in Las Vegas, and frankly our fans to be able to go to a great city and what it seems like is becoming almost the mecca of sports in many ways in Las Vegas. So great opportunity there, and I think our coaching staff and Marlon and Laird have built good relationships with the UNLV staff, and I think that'll be something that hopefully we can continue.
And I know you're not specifically involved. I mean, obviously you're still a part of all of it, but as far as directly involved with the basketball scheduling, however, when I look at what's on the schedule so far, which is very interesting, at UNLV, at San Francisco, in Hawaii in the Maui Invitational, at Clemson the return game, at Virginia the return game. The only home game I see non-conference so far is Missouri. So there's going to have to be some work done on the home schedule to appease the folks who are out there purchasing those tickets, right? I mean, it's an appealing schedule so far, but most of it's on the road.
We will be playing home games this season, despite what people see. Because yes, if you look at the schedule, like maybe they're just playing a road schedule this year. It just hasn't come. All those haven't come to fruition just yet. And obviously, we have some current deals that we're on the back side of that where we've got to go on the road. But more to come there, and we're thankful to be in a position where Coach Hardaway wants to play a quality non-conference schedule, and so our fans can be assured that we're going to have some great non-conference games. And if you look at the landscape out there and the opportunities to capture some student athletes in the transfer portal, I think we're going to have a really fun, exciting team to go along with that.
He's Jeff Crane, University of Memphis Deputy AD. You can follow him on Twitter at jcrane75 and catch him every single Tuesday talking with us right here on Sports 56 Mornings. Thank you, Jeff. Talk soon.
Thanks so much, guys. Go Tigers, go.
Jeff Crane from the University of Memphis. And again, Saturday, 3 o'clock, it is the annual spring game for Memphis Tigers football. We'll take a quick timeout. Come back, wrap up hour number 2. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Kiari Kane, the point guard at the University of Memphis Women's Basketball. Whether it's a spring break vacation or a home renovation, apply today for a personal loan with Southern Security. Join Southern Security today and make your dreams a reality. Southern Security is a proud supporter of University of Memphis Athletics and 901 Women. Southern Security, your home team credit union.
Progressive asks, what do an escaped leopard,
We're live from the zoo where a leopard has escaped.
a growling stomach, an uneaten tuna sandwich, and a backdoor doggy door have in common? They can lead to an unexpected kitchen renovation.
Yeah, hi. Is this the zoo? Your leopard is in my kitchen.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
All 650 acquisition P 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE 756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200, Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah Wonderland?
Randy, we are making magic on Mount Moriah. 2024 Kia Forte LXS 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month, and a 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease.
And 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9, and always get peace of mind with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
So get over there, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
At Sunrise, both on Jefferson and Poplar, we understand that a lot of the early morning crowd is not early morning at all. We're talking about the heroes that work the overnight shift. These are people that keep the world turning while we sleep. That's why both Sunrise locations have a full bar. If you have a long day ahead of you, you probably want coffee. But if you've been working all night, you might just want a drink. Not only do both Sunrise locations have every cocktail you could want, they also both feature a Bloody Mary bar with a huge selection of fixins. If you just got off work at Sunrise, come have a drink at Sunrise.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Isn't it a lovely morning?
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
I forgot to announce that we did have a winner in our Humdingers trivia. Only one person, I believe. Let me double check here. I believe only one person got the correct answer.
That's all you need.
Here's a little hint to listeners out there. And again, this is sometimes I wonder how these people got through school. If the question is which player holds the Masters record for the lowest 72-hole score for someone age 50 or older, the answer can't be somebody who hasn't turned 50 yet. Tiger can't hold that record because he hasn't 50 yet. So that would be impossible for him to hold a record of 50 or older when you're not 50. So again, just a little hint out there. Just throwing these things out there to make sure you can listen to the question. And then just kind of do some little, just a ounce of thinking. That's just the way to go. The correct answer, we had a lot of Tom Watsons. And I don't know what Tom Watson's best score at the Masters was since he turned 50. But he is not the correct answer. It is not Jack Nicklaus. Bernard Longer, very good guess. Like that would be a very typical guess because Bernard Longer has always been great there and played very well there throughout the years. But he is not the correct answer either.
It's got to be Freddie?
Fred Couples, at age 50, In 2010, Fred Couples shot 9 under and finished in the top 5 with Phil Mickelson won.
Yeah.
Obviously, he would have won the tournament this year against everybody other than Scotty Scheffler with that score. But Fred Couples was the correct answer. So we will be notifying our winner and letting you know how you could pick up your $25 gift certificate to Humdingers.
So a story that had surfaced, I don't know, a month ago, maybe a little bit less, about Jonte Porter, once a Memphis Grizzly, and gambling allegations. According to Action Network, Jonte Porter owned and operated a VIP account at FanDuel in Colorado that wagered millions of dollars in total from 2021 to 2023, according to their sources. One of those sources said FanDuel did not accept any wagers on the NBA or college basketball from Porter, whose brother Michael Porter Jr. is a pivotal member of the Nuggets. Porter allegedly placed over 1,000 wagers at this sports book. He was firing all of the time, a source said. Porter was a member of 3 different NBA G League teams during these alleged wagering activities. He's now a two-way player with the Toronto Raptors. ESPN reported in March that Jonte was under investigation by the NBA due to irregular betting activity on his prop bets. So, again, they did not allow him to place any NBA bets. It doesn't say if he was trying to place them. They just wouldn't allow him. I would imagine that he was. Now, obviously, he could have gone through other books and ways to gamble on the NBA, but there's nothing here in this report through his FanDuel VIP account that he gambled on the NBA. And that's all that matters when it comes to Adam Silver and the NBA, correct? You can wager on other stuff,
as
right?
far as that is concerned.
Yes.
But it just, again, a guy who is a very active bettor would not be a surprise would be a little more likely probably to maybe involved in something in trying to help out some friends.
No question about it. And it goes back to those 2 games that he played in that he left early and the prop bets, betting the under for his point total and things like that. So certainly that investigation will continue, but that's a story from the Action Network as far as his VIP FanDuel account. From the world of Major League Baseball, how about your boy Michael Busch? 5 straight games with a home run. What is the record?
I'm not sure what the Major League Baseball record is. I know he has tied the Cubs record, but I'm not sure what the Major League Baseball record is.
I'll look that up.
But he's been terrific.
Whose record did he tie, by the way? Who owned it previously that he tied?
For the Cubs?
Yes.
There's like 4 or 5 guys. I know Christopher Morel did it last year. He was the last one to do it. I can't remember who was all on the list, but there's like 4 or 5 guys that have done 5 games in a row for the Cubs. But one of their off-season moves was getting him in a trade, and he has been absolutely terrific so far. His OPS is up over 1,100 right now. He has been a godsend that never was really expected.
I could give all of us 1,000 guesses, including our listeners, if you didn't look it up, and nobody would get this right. Unless there's some, even Brett Norsworthy, I don't think would know this one. The record for the player with the most consecutive home runs in a game, the record, by the way, is 8. So Busch is 3 away from tying it. The player who owns that record is Dale Long from May 19th, 1956 through May 28th, 1956. A relatively unknown first baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Dale Long.
I remember that name coming up with this. I would never have been able to come up with it, but I remember that name now coming up when guys have gotten on these streaks and gotten close to that.
Now, wait a minute. Now this next story says that Dale Long's record was tied, that Don Mattingly did it. Now, I got to double check this. It says Don Mattingly and Ken Griffey Jr. have done
I thought I remember Don Mattingly having some sort of streak, but I couldn't remember. I didn't know if it got that far or whatever.
Yeah, Mattingly had Man, he had a couple streaks, man. But, yeah, so this says Dale Long's record was tied. So Long was the first one. I don't remember Mattingly 8 straight games with a home run or Ken Griffey Jr., but that's what it says here as far as consecutive home runs in a game. But Michael Busch, 5 straight for the Chicago Cubs. Yesterday was, you know how you get the, I'm sure you get these little emails that say, here's the hot betting thing from whatever whatever book you may be using, whether it's FanDuel, whatever, DraftKings. Do you ever get those alerts?
Mm-hmm.
And it said yesterday, alert, the hot thing to go with is Mike Trout home run against Tampa Bay plus 325. And I remember seeing that going, because I love Mike Trout. He's from South Jersey. And I remember wanting to go and place the bet, and I didn't do it immediately, and I forgot all about it, and he hit a home run last night.
Yeah.
His 7th.
Trout once, and I think that's probably where Trout in 2022 did 7 straight games, and I think that's probably where, but yes, it is.
It's the 3 of them?
The 3 of them have all did 8.
Wow, how do I not remember Mattingly and Jr.? Nobody remembers Dale Long. That's just crazy stuff. All right. That'll do it for hour number 2. Coming up in hour number 3, we talk golf with Mickey Barker and friends. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Challenging, purposeful, rewarding.
I was the only female in my class, so I call them my brothers to this day because they supported me, they helped me. Like, I couldn't do pull-ups. I went to the gym, we worked out together, so it was fun.
We have the unique opportunity as deputies of interacting with people at some of the worst and sometimes most transitional or pivotal moments of their lives.
Come join our team, become a patrol deputy with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, Jason, my main man, Marshall, what's up over there at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike?
Well, Randy, we know that one size doesn't fit all at Gossett Volkswagen, so we've got a take-your-pick offer that covers all the bases.
Well, everybody I know, including me, loves choices. So, Jason, what do you got?
How about a 2024 Taos S, 2024 Tiguan S, or a 2024 Jetta Sport? Take your pick for $279.99 a month. Plus 1.9 for 60 months on all Atlas and Atlas Cross Sports. Or get a brand new 2024 Atlas Cross Sport SE for only $33,988. And no reasonable offer will be refused.
Ask for Jason, the main man, Marshall at Gossett Volkswagen, 1875 Covington Pike, or online at GossettVWMemphis.com.
That's Gossett Volkswagen on Covington Pike, where we're charging forward and charging less every day.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Taos RMO 51756, MSRP 26063. Tiguan RM 103910, MSRP 31363. Jetta RMO 48802, MSRP 25506. Cross Sport RC 2366449, MSRP 38981. Includes $3,000 rebate. Cannot be combined with special APR. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes stock final license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
Chris Price, it's so good to see you. And you have a new business?
Yes, Dave. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Have you noticed water stains on your ceiling? With storm season here, take a walk around your home or business and look up. Make sure there are no water stains signaling a leak prior to the heavy storms coming in. If you do see signs of water, call me. My team and I will come out, diagnose the problem, and prescribe a fix. Our team of Hague-certified inspectors are waiting to assist with any inspection or repairs you may need. We have 3 crews dedicated to repairing roofs in the Mid-South. As certified Owens Corning and Mule High dealers, we offer 20-year, no-dollar limit labor and material warranties that offer hassle-free ownership. That's our hassle-free ownership guarantee. Allow Metro Builders team of professionals to assist you in maintaining your property's integrity and value. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Your local commercial roof experts. Ask about our commercial roof maintenance agreements. Protect your investment with MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717. 375-1717.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
The 82-game preseason is in the books, and it's finally time for the real season. Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. From the play-in tournament through the finals, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 90 seconds, all it takes. The code is HERD, H-E-R-D. New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Code HERD on DraftKings.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.co/bball for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
It's time to get to Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, where we're celebrating the 75th anniversary sales event, and it's time you got your new V-Dub on. Get ready to take your pick of 2024 Taos S, or 2024 Tiguan S, or 2024 Jetta Sport. Your choice, $279.99 a month. Pick the right Volkswagen for you at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown. Plus 1.9 for 60 months on all Atlas and Atlas Sports. Or get 2024 Atlas Cross Sport SE for $33,988. So get it done and be ready to ride at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown. 7420 Winchester Road. Online, GossettVWG.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Taos RMO 51756, MSRP 26063. Tiguan RM 103910, MSRP 31363. Jetta RMO 48802, MSRP 25506. Cross Sport RC 236449, MSRP 38981. Includes $3,000 rebate. Cannot be combined with special APR. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax on license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. They're still out here trying to clean up this scene from our earlier shooting on 240 westbound, just past Mill Branch. That's why it's just been crawling along down through there for at least, hour and a half on 240 westbound. It's just crawling between Airways and Mill Branch. It remains busy over here on 240 east up by Poplar. I still see some traffic coming down the interstate over here on 40 westbound, approaching Sycamore View Road. Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64, is your full-service, family-owned jewelry store here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
After midnight, rocking to the dawn.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:05 the time. Final hour for us today here on Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd will be joined in just a moment by Mickey Barker. Currently 71 degrees. A little bit of sun, some clouds rolling in, though. 82 for a high today, but we're looking at a stray shower possibly this afternoon, and then rain tonight, although the rain at 50%. Strong winds expected as well. There is a marginal risk of severe weather today. And then tomorrow, cloudy skies with a high of 82 degrees. Third hour of the program is brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. They're located at 6 East Commerce in Hernando, Mississippi. Really a hop, skip, and a jump from anywhere in the metropolitan Memphis area, but certainly for you folks that live in northern Mississippi. Family-owned and operated local business that specializes in flooring and carpeting. And if it's variety you're looking for, they have it. SPC, WPC vinyls, which are scratch-resistant and waterproof. Ceramic and porcelain tiles. Hardwoods by Portercraft. Carpeting from Southern Luxury Carpet. Backsplashes for your kitchens and bathrooms. Plantation shutters, blinds, so much more. They sell it wholesale, so they skip the middleman. They save you lots of money. Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins, they'll come out to you. So if you want an estimate, you want to see some of the samples, they'll come to wherever you are. Just give them a call at 662-469-9350. They're open Monday through Saturday if you want to stop by and see them at the showroom in Hernando. Financing is available. Again, they will install, as I tell you every time, within 2 weeks. It's a 2-week turnaround to get the job completed. It's Jenkins Floors and More. Time now to talk some golf.
It's time to hit the links and talk some golf. It's Mickey and Friends. Mickey Barker, administrator of golf for the Bluff City, joins Greg and Eli each week. Now, here's Mickey Barker with Greg and Eli.
It is great to catch up each and every week with Mickey Barker, who you can follow on Twitter at MickeyBarker1. Yes, the City of Memphis Golf Administrator, also a member of the Lipscomb University Athletic Hall of Fame. He joins us once again in studio. How are you?
Great, Craig. Good to be here again.
So, pretty easy pick for the Masters, huh?
That was pretty easy. Yes, it was. Scheffler was it wasn't quite where Tiger was in the early 2000s, but it was pretty close.
He's getting to that point. Because it's not easy to go in as the overwhelming favorite and go win. And now he's done it. He keeps doing it. Like he goes in there. Everybody expects you to win. Adds a little pressure to you. And he's just such a great ball striker that he goes and does it.
He does everything well. Everybody talks about his putting. He does not putt badly. he still putts well. It just when he really putts well, he wins by a bunch.
Had to have his wife on his mind. He talked about leaving the tournament if his wife went into labor. Luckily for everybody, that didn't happen. But you got that going on between your ears, trying to win a second green jacket. That's a lot to deal with.
It is, but it really seems like he has his priorities straight. I mean, he knows what goes first, and then golf is second down the list, second or third.
So of other guys that fared well in this tournament, but overall other young guys on the tour that haven't won a major yet, who do you expect to break through maybe later this year? I mean, we saw a guy like Oberg who looks fantastic. I think he has sustaining power, but who are some of the guys that you see down the road winning majors?
Oh, I think Max Homa is going to be your next first-time major winner. He really showed a lot of grit all week long. He had a great round the first round, and then he just hung in for the next 3 days, which was all you could do with the weather they had, the difficulty of the golf course. He was grinding away. The one bad break, he got the bad hop on 12 where you just can't hit it long, hopped up into the ivy where he had to take an unplayable, but he was right there all week long.
With Scheffler now having the players and having the Masters this year, and again, he's got to be the overwhelming favorite every time he plays. Like, he could have a truly historic year when you start off with the players of the Masters.
Absolutely. You've got, he got 4 wins and a second, or 3 wins and a second already. His world golf ranking is 6 points ahead of the next best in Rory McIlroy. So yeah, he could possibly have one of the Tiger 8 or 9 win seasons.
So, Mickey, what's going on? We talked to you last week, but what's happening with City Golf?
It's fantastic. The weather is finally warming up a little bit consistently. Everything is turning green. We're at full mowing times. Our crews are out there mowing grass every day now, getting things in shape. So we're ready for the season to start. Our golf courses are full. We still have Audubon that's closed, that we're growing in. We should open it late summer. So all of the rest of the golf courses are full. Tournament season's coming, so we're excited.
When you're talking about, you mentioned the weather and warming up, all that, what kind of temperatures do you need for the grass to really start popping?
Well, what I have learned from our professional grass growers, and especially from our consultant, Dan Stump, who works for Lads, he tells us all the time we need 150 degrees. So if you add the high in the daytime with the low at night, and if that equals 150, then Bermuda grass will start growing.
That's right, because I've always heard that kind of you start getting those 65, 70 degree nights, which would make sense to kind of get to that number.
Right. That's what we're looking for. Everything is turned green, but it's not growing at full tilt until you hit those numbers.
And again, for golfers out there who want to play one of the city courses, what's the best way to go ahead and get a tee time?
MemphisPublicLinks.com. You can make your tee time right there, or you can call one of the courses directly. The easiest way is of course, to go online at MemphisPublicLinks.com.
Well, we're very excited because, again, part of this segment each and every week would be the fact that in the announcement of the Open. It's Mickey Barker and friends. So not only do we get to talk golf with Mickey, but we get to talk with some other folks in the golf world, whether it be administrators, whether it be pros, whether it be architects. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're very pleased to be joined by Bill Bergen. He is the architect of what will be the new Audubon. He's also the architect of Chickasaw Country Club and other golf courses around the country. And Bill joins us now here on Sports 56 Mornings. Bill, how are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm great. Looking forward to chatting with you guys today.
Thank you so much for joining us. I think you know Mr. Barker.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good morning, Mickey. Can't wait to see you, and I'm planning on coming next Wednesday, I believe.
Fantastic. Can't wait to get you here.
Bill, when you see a layout in a situation where you already have a golf course and you're renovating it, revamping it, as opposed to a piece of land that you're turning into 18 holes, what did you see with Audubon? What was your vision of what you could make out of Audubon?
Yeah, well, Audubon was a little bit different for us. Normally, when we go and renovate a golf course, we're trying to make it the best it can be in its current form. That's our normal charge. The city came to me right from the beginning and said, hey, we've got this property. We'd like more. We'd like something more. What can you do? And we actually did a couple different routings on this property. So, while Audubon, I consider Audubon a brand new golf course. It's not 100% rerouted, but it is largely rerouted. And so it's going to, people who are familiar with the golf course are going to really feel like there's familiarity to it, but it's a new golf course. And so that was very exciting. So we were able to take a little bit of extra land that we had on the east side of the property and go in there and create some really beautiful holes and add the driving range, which was, is certainly needed. And even, I think, more importantly, a 6-hole short course, which is going to just really benefit the residents of the city so much, especially the young ones.
When you're doing a course, whether it is a redesign like this or you're starting from scratch with the golf course, and this is a city course versus maybe like a private course, like a country club. But how do you as an architect approach it to make sure you're making it fair for everybody? Because this is going to be a public golf course. You want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to play it, and it's not going to be way too hard for some golfers.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we start right at the beginning, 21 bunkers, where I normally might have 60. Okay, so that's a big difference right there. And then our tee positions, we have great variety from our back tees to our forward tees. I think we have, we go from 7,000 yards to, the low fours. And so that's going to be very appealing to all levels of play. And then this is a really good ground game golf course. And what I mean is you do not have to play the game in the air. And what happens on the ground is so much more important than most people realize, even for the best players. If you really analyze how people play golf, what happens on the ground is so much more important than I think people give it credit for. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing on this course is we have good wide corridors for the most part. For a public facility where people, they do it everywhere, but some people are going to be new golfers and they're going to be hitting it all over the place. And the nice thing about Audubon is there's some nice room out there for people to do so and find their ball and keep on playing. It's definitely old school golf.
Hey, Bill, question. Can you talk a little bit about the finish, like holes 14 through 18? I know you made those quite a bit tougher than what they used to be.
Yeah, so, what's funny is when you look at the overall scope of the golf course, and I like golf courses that sort of ebb and flow between challenges and opportunities, meaning there are birdie holes and then there are hard holes, there are, long holes, short holes. There's all that mix where you get balance. And you really have an opportunity to do some different things. Well, the interesting thing about this course is we've got 5 par 3s. So that sets it apart right there. And that's 5 interesting holes that, one-shot holes where players can be successful if they hit a good opening shot. But we still have 4 par 5, which are scoring holes. And so there's this great mix. But all of that seems to happen in the first 13 holes. And then you get 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And it is a little back-end heavy in that there's some definite length requirements on the last 5 holes. Fortunately, 18 is a birdie opportunity, but literally 14 through 17, if anybody, a scratch-level golfer goes through those holes in even par, they're really playing some good golf. Again, they're not double bogey holes,
Right.
but they are hard par holes.
Bill, what's been the biggest
So
challenge?
you're going to wear out. I'm sorry.
What's been the biggest challenge in putting this together?
That's a great question. Our contractor did about as well with erosion control as you could possibly ask a contractor to do, and yet it still was a big challenge. And we had some pretty tough rain. You can't stop colored water from leaving a construction site anywhere in the city. Every time I flew in to Memphis, I'd fly over, I'd come in and look out over the ground, and I could tell whether it had rained or not. And there's, there's brown water all over the city. But if we had brown water, it was the end of the world, and it was impossible to stop. That was our biggest challenge, I would say. The land was great. It really easy to build it. So that was good, but yeah, erosion concerns were probably our biggest challenge.
How would you describe the greens and kind of what your goal was with them as far as how challenging, size, all that stuff? How would you describe the greens at Audubon?
Yeah, we tend to make our greens, we look for 6 good hole locations on every green, but there's some teeth to the greens. And the cool thing about it is we'll be able to set the golf course up challenging on days we want it to be, and we'll be able to set it up pretty mild on other days. Each green really has, some tougher hole locations and then also some very, very playable locations. It's a good balanced course. I think, the general public is going to just absolutely love playing here. And then I think your private club golfers are also going to say, wow, anytime they get a chance to play Audubon, they're going to jump on it because they're going to find that it's a lot of fun. And I think around the greens, we've got some really nice recovery shots. And heck, as you saw at Augusta this week, guys are missing greens all over the place at the highest level. So when you get to average golf, they're around the greens all the time. And there's some really, really interesting chip shots, recovery shots, and all doable, but certainly some challenge mixed in.
I know Bill was pretty sneaky with some of his bunkers. He didn't have a lot of bunkers, but he pulled a few bunkers back away from the green side. They look like they're green side bunkers, but they're not actually. Bill, talk a little bit about that, if you would.
Well, one of my favorite holes out there is the long par 3/8. And the front nine has it's 3 par 3s on the front nine, and I like all of them very much. And the 5th hole is a short one, so it's all about accuracy, very, very, a short iron shot. But the 8th hole is a long one, and we did bring a front bunker off of that. So what happens when you do that is it confuses the view a little bit. You think the greens complex is slightly closer than it is. In this day of rangefinders, it's probably not as important as it was when you relied on your eyes a little bit more. But we all know when we play golf, you're always in between clubs. You're always, it's either, it's a 6 iron or it's a 7 iron. I can't figure out which. Well, when it looks a little bit shorter, you're always going to go with the less club, and you're going to end up, coming up half a club short. And that's by design. So that's a little bit of, and Donald Ross did that a lot. I haven't originated that idea, but it's a bit fun because, there's a certain level of comfort that you have on golf shots. And the master of being uncomfortable was Pete Dye. He made golfers more uncomfortable than actually the shot warranted. Well, I don't want people to be uncomfortable. I actually like them to be comfortable out there, and I like them to feel like they've got a good chance at it. It's funny, our first opening hole on the golf course, it's a little bit long, but you can't lose a golf ball, I don't think, off the first hole at Audubon. It's the one place in the city where you tee it up, no matter how nervous you are, you're going to find your ball and play again.
Bill, you haven't seen Greg play.
Well, I was going to say, I know some golfers that will challenge that for sure.
That. No question about
There are tennis courts well to the
north. Bill, before we let you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your days as a touring pro. What's your greatest memory, or maybe a great story from back in the day?
Sure. Well, my biggest thing, I got to play in the British Open at St. Andrews in 1984. And it's funny, as an architect looking back, I played in the British Open at St. Andrews and I played the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach.
Wow.
And that can sum up my career right there, that I got the opportunity to do those two things. And then as an architect to be able to, appreciate those golf courses. But at St. Andrews, I did shoot 66 on the third round, which was Saturday's round, and that was the low round of the week. Equal wasn't the only one, but it was the low round of the tournament, and I played with Nick Faldo the final day. So that was an experience that I will never forget. And it's funny, playing the European Tour, I really learned how people play the game on the ground, and I'm talking at the professional level. I learned how people play the game on the ground. I have taken that experience to all of my golf course projects here in the United States, because I believe that the lower swing speeds, the less skilled player, you really play the game on the ground, and I really learned so much about that playing in 2 British Opens and playing the European Tour.
Bill, that's great stuff. We really appreciate you joining us. Want to wish you nothing but the best with the architecture and the course designs throughout your career. Obviously, you've already done a lot, but a lot more is still on the horizon, and we can't wait to play Audubon. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Let's talk again after we've had a chance to enjoy the course.
That'll be great. Absolutely. Thank you, Bill.
See you guys.
See you, Bill.
Bill Bergen. That's good stuff. Can't wait. And again, we're looking at what's the time frame for the opening?
Right around the 1st of July. I'm sorry, it's 1st of August.
I was going to say, we moved it up.
We moved it up. No. Yeah, 1st of August, right around the 1st of August.
All right, before we let you go, I know the Fairway to Leadership clinics have been a big hit, and you got a graduation coming up this week.
It's been fantastic. Fairways to Leadership teaches graduating college students the game of golf. Most of them have not played ever before, not ever been on a golf course. It's just getting them ready for when they get their job and their boss comes and says, "Hey, do you play golf? Let's go play golf." And so they're comfortable on the golf course.
He is the City of Memphis golf administrator and a Hall of Famer from Lipscomb University. He is Mickey Barker. You can follow him on Twitter at MickeyBarker1. Catch him every Tuesday with us talking golf here during the spring and summer, all the way through the FedEx Cup playoffs. Thank you, Mickey.
Thanks, Greg. Eli, see you next week.
Talk to you next week.
Folks, moving can be stressful if you've got a move coming up. Maybe you're getting a new home, or maybe it's just a new office space. Whatever it is, whatever you're moving, wherever you're moving, whether it's across town or across country, you want to get the professionals to help you. You don't want to try and do it all yourself. Just too much stress, too much worry involved in the process. Talk to the professionals at Black Tie Moving. 901-316-6196, or you can go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. Talk with the folks at Black Tie Moving. They'll come up with a plan working with you to fit your needs and fitting your budget as well, and they give you a no-obligation quote up front. During the move, you've got a moving concierge there to answer any questions that may come up 24/7. They're there to make sure anything that comes up, they're there to answer those questions. Again, they're taking that stress, the worry out of the process, making sure your stuff's getting where it's going without any problems, and answering any question you have along the way. Black Tie Moving, 901-316-6196 or blacktiemoving.com/Memphis.
You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch us daily with live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Hey, Mid-South, get to Gossett Mitsubishi Motors Spring Sales Event and get thunderstruck with 43 MPG Highway and 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage. We Gossett for $18,960 or $269 a month. Or hit the open road in your 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. We Gossett, $28,350 or $379 a month. And adventure starts with 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. We Gossett, $32,765 or $449 a month. Plus, every Gossett Mitsubishi comes with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, online 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months. Mirage RH00 5921 MSRP 19460. Eclipse RZO 342,249 MSRP 29,350. Outlander RZO 43754 MSRP 33,765. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkheimer for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. What a great time to buy a new or used car or truck and save money at Sunrise. The largest selection in over a year, over 500 new Buicks and GMCs to choose from, an $8 million used car inventory. See them all at sunrisememphis.com. Factory rebates up to $6,000 and Sunrise discounts high as $10,000. Immediate financing available with loans low as 0% on select models. Cars and trucks under $10,000. When it comes to selection and savings, it doesn't get any better than this, partner. Come on in and save some money at Sunrise. Covington, Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
All 650 acquisition P 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE 756 120 MSRP 22,320 EV6 P56 03393 MSRP 50,200 Telluride RG5 1041 MSRP 37,935 includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah Wonderland?
Randy, we are making magic on Mount Moriah. 2024 Kia Forte LXS 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month, and a 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease.
And 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9, and always get peace of mind with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
So get over there, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back. 9:30. Final 30 minutes here on Sports 56 Mornings. If you got a comment, a question, concern, you can hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines. You can call in or text in at 901-360-8255. This Rashee Rice story. Woo. Rashee Rice and Teddy Knox. Teddy Knox is the SMU player, if I'm not mistaken. They are being sued in Texas for over $1 million in actual damages and $10 million in punitive damages by two people who say they were injured in that 6-vehicle crash on March 30th in Dallas. That's when Rice had gotten leased out a Lamborghini, and there were other cars with the high rate of speed, and they lost control and they crashed. I think Rice was going at, what did they say, almost 120 miles per hour?
119.
119. So you knew this was coming. You got the lawsuits. Again, Knox, a football player and former teammate of Rice's at SMU, are each facing 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of collision involving serious bodily injury, and 6 counts of collision involving injury, according to the police. In the lawsuit, the folks claim injuries that include brain trauma, cuts to the face requiring stitches, bruises, disfigurement,
and internal bleeding.
Yeah, and I have no idea what exactly all the injuries were. I know when it happened, they said it was just minor injuries for the other people involved. And I'm all for people getting, obviously, their medical expenses and all that stuff paid for. Again, that's why you have insurance, all these other things. $10 million seems like a lot. I don't know. That just seems like a lot for what they've termed. Again, what they termed when it all happened was that all of the injuries were termed as minor injuries. That seems like I don't know many minor injuries that are worth $10 million.
No, but you knew it was going to happen, right? You knew that this was coming right around the corner after this accident happened. Once other people were involved in it, that there were going to be these eventual lawsuits. But as far as how
I can't imagine being the other guy when you're a college student being sued for $10 million. That's tough.
It's a lot of coin. But as far as Rice and the Chiefs are concerned, what ends up happening? I mean, it's a lot of charges against him. Who knows what comes out of it, but could impact his standing with the Chiefs. He's a good young receiver, took a major step forward, and did something just idiotic. Now, at first, of course, he ran away from it, basically, but then when he realized, his goose was cooked, he said, I take full responsibility. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I assume he will be suspended by the NFL for some period of time. I don't know how long or whatever but there will be with their off the field stuff. So at the very least, he's going to miss some time this year. I would think because of a suspension from the NFL. Outside of that, I don't think he's going to be going to jail or anything like that. But yeah, there will at least be a suspension. And then how they handle this lawsuit or whatever, I'm sure there's a good chance that it'll end up being settled for some amount of money that he will pay. But yeah, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing, that's for sure.
Well, obviously,
and for the other kid, I mean, you're in college. He's already been suspended, obviously, from SMU's team, all that stuff. I mean, what happens with him? I mean, for at least Rashee Rice is already in the NFL, making money, all this stuff. Here's a college kid involved in this. That's you gotta be a little smarter than that.
No, exactly. I mean, it's certainly not good news all around, but it could have been tragic news. At least nobody was killed. Not Rice himself, not Knox himself, or these other people that were involved. Now, they were injured, and there's the lawsuit, but that's the good news. But I'm with you. I don't think – I mean, if he had killed somebody, I mean, he's done. But then again, who was it, Leonard Little? Was it Leonard Little who had a vehicular homicide
Leonard
drunk?
Little killed
and he was drunk.
in a drunk driving accident.
Yeah, and as far as I know, Rice and Knox, there was no alcohol in their system, right? They weren't. They just were speeding. They were out there joyriding and having a race and going 120 miles per hour and lost control. Unless there's something else. I don't know if they did toxicology reports and all that, but my guess is going to be that that's what it was. It doesn't make it any better.
Well, couldn't do toxicology report because they weren't there.
That's right. They ran away from it. So
they weren't present.
That's true. And shouldn't that be also a charge? Or maybe it was one of the charges that just rattled off.
Leaving the scene.
Evading the police and things of that nature. But Little, I forget the story. He was back in the NFL, right?
Yes, he was back. And then he also got another DUI later on.
Exactly.
But we just had the who's the Raiders receiver that just,
yeah.
I mean, he's out of the league after his driving killing somebody.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. He should be counting his blessings that this did not cause a fatality. From the NBA.
The thing I still don't understand is how they thought, and people they like when you have, I guess, leased these vehicles, like they're gonna find out it's you. I just don't understand leaving the scene like they weren't going to figure out who it is when you're the one that leased the vehicles. Like they're going to figure this stuff out.
Well, you're not thinking clearly. It's panic. It's a little bit of stupidity.
It's a lot of stupidity.
It's naivete. I mean, there's a lot of things. NBA news. Jordi Fernandez, according to Woj, has emerged as the Brooklyn Nets choice to become the franchise's next coach. They were looking at, I think it was down to 3 that they were looking at, including Mike Budenholzer. But it appears that the Kings assistant coach has emerged from that group, and the fast-rising coaching candidate who's gotten a lot of accolades from a lot of people around the league at 41 years of age could be the next Nets coach. Fernandez will take over a Nets franchise that completed a 32-50 season under interim coach Kevin Ollie.
Yeah, he is a guy that a lot of people have liked. He's interviewed for a couple of the other jobs. I think last year he had 2 or 3 interviews, and he's kind of been one of those. He's done some, he coached, I can't remember. He coached, I think, 2 different countries in international competition. I can't remember which ones.
Spain, maybe?
But did very well. He seems to be somebody that, like, one of those, like, up-and-coming stars in the coaching world that everybody has fallen in love with. Now, the Nets have had issues, and they seem to be cycling through head coaches.
Oh my gosh,
at a rapid pace. So good luck to him. And I'm not sure. Obviously, when you take the opportunity when you get it, but man, oh man, I'm not sure that's the great place to go for your first head coaching job in the NBA with the way they're going through head coaches. But he is a guy that everybody seems to like.
You talk about instability at the coaching position, head coaching position. This will be their 5th coach since 2020. Joe Tsai is the owner of that franchise. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. Nets general manager Sean Marks. I don't know how long Marks has been in that position. But again, that is a franchise that needs to get their act together.
Henry Ruggs, by the way. Thank you, Raiders.
Yes.
That's the Raiders receiver.
Yeah, I know he was a former Alabama Crimson Tide receiver, but I couldn't remember his name either. But yeah, Fernandez is from Barcelona, so I'm sure a friend of the Gasols.
I would guess he's
right?
probably
It'd be a good
had.
Guess.
I'm going to guess he I don't know. I don't know if he played for.
Yeah,
the Spanish team. Or
I
not.
think he did. I think he did.
But I'm sure if he did, obviously he's played with them. But yeah, I would guess that he knows Mark and Pau very, very well.
So today is the portal opening up for the spring session with a number of football players now jumping into the portal. I don't think it's going to be some crazy mass exodus like we had in basketball. You'll have a lot of numbers because you have so many teams out there. There's so many teams, but compared to basketball and how many basketball teams there are and how many basketball players, even big names that have decided to look for greener pastures, I think it'll pale in comparison.
Well, you've already had the football.
Right.
The the big one has already happened.
But even the exodus from football was not what it is in basketball. Basketball was crazy. In a less than a week period of time, there was, what did they say, 2,500 players that jumped into the portal? 2,500 players in less than a week. But I'm looking at this. This is cracking me up. With Ole Miss, right? Important clarification. Ole Miss defensive back Key Lawrence has not re-entered the transfer portal. Ole Miss walk-on linebacker Keyshawn Lawrence is the one in the portal. Yes, the Rebels had 2 dudes with the same name on their roster. So again, it is Keyshawn Lawrence and not Key Lawrence from Ole Miss that has jumped into the transfer portal. All right, so we talked about this a little bit earlier. Lakers, Pelicans, Warriors, and Kings. I assume you got the Kings, but who do you got between the Lakers and the Pelicans?
I like the Lakers to get the second straight win down there. That is the one team of the others in the play that they've actually had success with during the regular season. So I'm assuming the Raiders what about the Raiders?
You're just talking, reading a text from Raider.
The Lakers are trying to win and will win that game.
Zach, who do you got for tonight?
I want controversy. Give me the Pelicans.
Here's the thing, though. Why is the conversation just about the Lakers trying to avoid Denver and not the Pelicans trying to avoid Denver?
I don't know. Because
nobody cares about the Pelicans. It's all about LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the Lakers.
Because the same thing happened to the Grizzlies last year. Not to say that the Thunder are hurt or anything, but the Thunder, they don't have any size outside of Chet. And in theory, you can convince yourself or talk yourself into saying AD can come in and dominate Chet in a playoff series. And then you're looking at, okay, can Hachimura can he come back into the playoffs again and be brilliant like it was last year? You can talk yourself into that.
Well, he only does that against the Grizzlies. Hachimura owns the Grizzlies somehow.
But that's just, like you said, it's a playoff series. It's not like a one game you're in and you're out.
Well, I mean, again, the bottom line, like, anybody would rather, I think, play, even though they're the 1 seed, you would rather play Oklahoma City than Denver. Like, you would rather play the team that has very little playoff experience than the defending champions.
No question.
Right. And so, but everybody talks about, should the Lakers, well, shouldn't the if the Lakers should do it or shouldn't do it, why wouldn't we have the same conversation about the Pelicans? Which, again, maybe both teams are trying to lose tonight.
Well, speaking of teams that have experience, the Warriors obviously have a lot of postseason experience. And they're playing the Kings, but everybody seems to like the Kings, although overall, the Kings, having lost Kevin Huerter, one of their three-point shooters, didn't they lose a second guy to injury? Or am I mistaken? But they have, obviously, Sabonis and they have Fox, and that's a great 1-2 combination. And by the way, as I mentioned earlier, Sabonis, and I don't think they would match up just which sides they're on, but the Kings, if they had played the Lakers, that's a bad matchup because Anthony Davis has been dominated by Domantas Sabonis. I think they've won 10 straight games. He's won 10 straight when he's going up against Davis. Like, Davis hasn't played every game, and he's been injured. But when they've played, I think it's 10 straight that Sabonis and his team beat Davis and the Lakers.
Yikes.
So that's not a good matchup. But most matchups, you're right, Anthony Davis would absolutely dominate. But it's interesting if the Warriors have any fuel left in the tank with guys that would really need to step up that in the past they haven't had to call upon. Whether it be a Jonathan Kuminga or somebody like that.
Do you know the Pelicans' record against the Kings and the Warriors?
The Pelicans
It's
against
like 7-1?
they're 5-0 against Sacramento. I said that earlier.
Okay.
And they lost one, I think, against the Warriors.
They're like 7-1, 8-1.
That's not bad.
Oh, you're asking.
New Orleans. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, New Orleans has more reason because New Orleans is 7-1 against the two teams they would have to play if you lose. The Lakers are 1-7 against those two teams. But I think, like, the Lakers to lose this, they would be playing teams that beat the heck out of them during the regular season because they got swept by Sacramento and went 1-3 against the Warriors. So the Lakers would be having to win a game against a team that they haven't had any success against. Whereas the Pelicans, I mean, again, went 5-0 against Sacramento. They dominated Sacramento and then went, I think it was 2-1 against Golden State. The thing with Sacramento and Golden State, like, obviously last year they had the 7-game series. I mean, you kind of just got the natural rivalry there between the two teams. But, like, for Sacramento, like, there has to be a little bit of the kind of, like, big brother thing right now. Like, last year you were a better team than Golden State, but they beat you in the 7-game series. Now you get them in a 1-game deal. So last year you got it down to a 7th game, a winner take all, you lose. Now you've got a winner goes on, loser goes home thing. Like, if Sacramento loses this one at home after losing game 7 at home, like, they got to start thinking, like, what do we got to do to be able to beat Golden State and actually, get over that hump?
Right. How much of a hit is it, if it's a hit at all, in your opinion, if the Warriors and the Lakers were both to be eliminated tonight and you lose LeBron, AD, Steph Curry for the playoffs?
I mean, it's
from a viewing standpoint, from an interest standpoint.
It's a little bit, but I mean, the chances are, like, they're both, even if they win, whoever wins either, they're going to go out in the first round anyway.
Yeah, but it's prolonged a little bit. At least you get those guys playing. I mean, do they still have, that magic where numbers are going to be bigger when the Lakers are playing and when the Warriors are playing? The
Lakers' name and the Warriors' name, certainly, yes. I mean, but it's not going to be. It's not like you're losing half your audience.
Right. Right.
It's going to be.
It's not substantial, but it's.
And again, they're in all likelihood both going to go out. And the Warriors, I mean, if the Warriors win tonight, they still have to win another game before they even end.
Sure.
So that's probably the chances of the Warriors winning 2 games on the road are pretty slim. Now, it certainly can happen. We know that, but their chances of doing that are probably pretty slim as far as that is concerned. Obviously the Lakers and LeBron are the Lakers organization as a whole, but and I'm sure, yes, would the NBA love it if LeBron and the Lakers made another run like they did last year? Yeah, that'd be great, but chances are that's not going to happen with the matchups they're looking at in the first round. Again, but could they beat Oklahoma City? Yeah, they could. Certainly wouldn't be completely shocking. Anytime you give LeBron and Anthony Davis a series, they've got a chance. I don't care if it's against Denver or who it's against. Sure. You put LeBron and Anthony Davis together in a series, they've got a chance to win it.
No question.
I mean, I'm not going to doubt LeBron. You should never doubt LeBron. Now, did Denver sweep them last year in the finals?
Yes, in the Western Conference.
Yeah, they swept them. So obviously they don't have they don't have a real good feeling about that matchup compared to from the last year's carryover.
There's just not enough firepower when you look at what Denver has to offer. I mean, it's more than Jokic. It's more than Murray. When you have Porter and when you have Gordon, I mean, that's a really, really strong team.
You never know. Maybe Jonte will convince Michael to not put up to miss shots.
Don't say it, Mr. Silver.
I'm just saying. You need a tough, reliable tractor to tackle those tough chores? Well, go see the folks at Mid-South Ag Equipment. They have everything you need, from the Case IH Farmall series of tractors, bush hog equipment, including those zero-turn lawnmowers, and much, much more. New equipment, pre-owned equipment. Maybe you just need service on your equipment. They could take care of you at Mid-South Ag Equipment. Located just south of Collierville on Goodman Road. If you take I-269 to the Goodman Road exit, they're just a half mile west. You can find them online at midsouthag.com as well. For all those equipment needs, go see the folks at Mid-South Ag Equipment.
All right, spring portal open for business, and a Memphis Tiger has jumped into the portal. We'll tell you who that is when we return. Plus, an interesting name that could be a part of John Calipari's staff at Arkansas. Our final segment coming up. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Getaway Sports Bar, the best kept secret in town, open noon to 1:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Garvin, the owner, created this SEC NFL Dream Bar over 20 years ago. You'll never miss a minute of action. 10 TVs, 5 70-inch TVs for all the big games. Rack them up on 6 pool tables. Coldest beer in town, grab you a pool stick and get you some good bar grub. 100% Angus burgers, big and moist chicken tenders. Daily happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. with long neck domestics, $2.25. Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester.
They're taking care of beerness in Memphis right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
You can't say that.
But it's true.
You just made that up.
No, I didn't. You can get to any Central Barbecue location from anywhere in Memphis in 10 minutes, depending on traffic.
You made that up.
Try me.
Bartlett.
The Summer Avenue Central Barbecue.
Germantown.
Not Memphis, but the Poplar location.
South Memphis.
Downtown.
Olive Branch.
Again, not Memphis, but the South Haven Central Barbecue.
I still don't think you can say you can get to there any of them in 10 minutes.
Well, that's why it's depending on traffic.
Sheldon, we've worked together for over 20 years, and we have sold a lot of homes in that time.
That's right. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten, and I'm with Melanie Simpson, and we're with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Melanie, I've represented numerous buyers and sellers and always strive to do a good job for whomever I represent.
Sheldon, I know you do, except your golf game is horrible because you spend so much time taking care of your clients. I even heard that you tend to hit people with wayward golf shots.
Only 2 or 3 times, and they're all out of the hospital now. Like I always say, if you're thinking of selling a home, talk to 2 or 3 real estate brokers and make sure I'm one of them.
And if someone needs to fill up a foursome, don't call you?
That's right. And find out why people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn.
You can reach Shell Dunn Rosengarten or me, Melanie Simpson, at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now. That's 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. And
Go Tigers!
Make your next grill your last with a Big Green Egg. Smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Save money on fuel, eating out, and replacing expensive grills that cannot match the flavor of the Big Green Egg. Ready to cook in only 10 to 15 minutes with temperatures below 200, above 700, and anywhere in between with ease. Change your at-home cooking experience for life. Go to shop.biggreenegg.com.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. Tigers defensive back Diago Brumfield has announced he is entering the portal, has 1 year of eligibility remaining, went on social media to thank God, thank everybody at the University of Memphis for giving him this opportunity. Want to wish him the best of luck. According to sources in Fayetteville, and this comes from Kevin McPherson, and they are reporting that Joe Johnson is very much in the mix to join John Calipari's staff. The great Joe Johnson.
35 years of playing experience in the NBA.
Still playing in the Big Three, isn't he?
I have no idea.
I mean, I watch the Big Three every year. I think he was, up to last year, he was playing. Still playing and playing well. Didn't Joe Johnson get the comeback call like a couple years ago in the NBA? How long ago was that now? This will tell me really how time flies. Do you remember Joe Johnson got I don't know if it was a 10-day deal or something. This was long after he had retired. Do you remember that?
I don't remember him being out for any period of time.
Yeah, he retired, and then he had come back and he played a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. So the
he played in.
Am I wrong about that?
Played 2001, 21-22 with Boston for 1 game.
That had to be it. Then you came back. I was Joe Johnson. Really? I think he was already playing in the Big Three.
He was in the Big Three. Yeah, he hadn't played since 17-18, and then he played that 1 game in 21-22.
Yeah, I thought, man, this is pretty strange. Obviously, throughout the day, we'll keep you updated on any more movement as far as any of the local teams and regional teams as far as the transfer portal is concerned. Tonight, again, you got the postseason beginning in the NBA with playing games in New Orleans and in Sacramento. Lakers and Pelicans will play the early game at 6:30. The Warriors and the Kings will go at 9 o'clock as far as the NBA is concerned. We'll have more on the Grizzlies tomorrow when DeMichael Cole joins us to talk about, and there'll be a lot of conversation here as we move into the offseason about what may or may not happen. I think the next thing of importance is the draft lottery, right? There's nothing else on the schedule that has to be done as far as a player opting in or out before when? June?
No, those are all at that's right before free agency. So those are June, I think 29th, I think is the deadline. I think Kennard's deal becomes guaranteed on the 29th of June. I think basically those decisions have to be made at the very end of June, right before free agency starts.
Texas A&M safety Jacoby Matthews entered his name in the transfer portal Tuesday. He becomes the 19th scholarship player to enter the portal for the Aggies since November. As you mentioned, the regular portal, then now the spring portal period for football players. That's a lot of players to lose. 19 players into the portal from one school, Texas A&M.
The television rating numbers are in for week 3 of the UFL. Again, did pretty good numbers on TV.
It's been consistent, right, through 3 weeks?
The Battlehawks Brahmas game Sunday afternoon on ABC against the Masters final round, and I believe that would, the NBA games would have been on still, did over 1 million on ABC.
Which is up from the week prior?
That was the only one that got over 1 million. Roughnecks Panthers, the early game Sunday on ABC, got 974,000. The Showboat Stallions game did 837,000 on Fox on Saturday night, and then DC Arlington, which was the ESPN early game Saturday, 534,000. But so they averaged over 800 or nearly 900,000 people, I believe it was. So the numbers on TV are still doing pretty good. Now their big challenge right now is trying to get fans to actually go to the games.
And it's official. Offensive lineman Caden Proctor is back in the portal. He transferred from Alabama to Iowa after the season. He's set to rejoin the Tide, according to reports, and link up with Kalen DeBoer. That'll do it for us. Want to thank Colin Cody, Jeff Crane, Mickey Barker, and Bill Bergen for joining us on the program today. Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next, so stay tuned for that. For Eli Savoy and Zach Boyd, I'm Greg Gaston. We'll talk to you again tomorrow starting bright and early at 7 a.m.